I wonder if my
Oh,
audio.
we're live, by the way, just to
Uh,
let you know.
all right, yeah, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
What's up, everybody? But I watched back a little bit of my live with D's yesterday just to see how it sounded and looked and whatever. And my audio kept cutting out like anytime. I don't know. I think if there's a loud noise on your side, it cuts out mine or something. My everything I said. I don't know if did when you were listening, did my audio keep cutting out every 30 seconds or something?
No, it wasn't that often at all.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it wasn't that often at all. And just to let you know too, I have found that sometimes when you go live, there are certain people in certain areas of the country that may just have a total shit show of a live, and other people it'll be like right now everything is perfectly smooth, as crisp as can be between the two of us. I don't know about everybody down below, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yesterday, like I didn't hear it like D's wasn't cutting out at all, and he seemed to be hearing everything I said, but when I checked it out later to see how it looked or whatever, it seemed like the audio was terrible, but what are you gonna do? As long as you can
yeah,
hear. I'm just here to
yeah.
hang with you if people want to watch whatever.
You know what? If the two of us talk at the same time, I just tried it. You do cut out. I
Okay.
don't know why it does that. Yeah.
Oh well.
No, we'll just have to take turns.
So how you
Yeah.
been, man?
Surviving, man. Surviving. Doing my thing. I mean, it's been a real tough go the last little bit there. My dad was in the hospital for a heart surgery, and everything kept on getting pushed back, and then finally he went in, had a surgery. Everything seemed to be good, but then 2 days later he had a stroke. Nothing serious, but they sent him home yesterday, so
That's
it was
good.
pretty good. Yeah, I went up on Saturday to go visit him. Drove up to Ottawa, so it's like an hour and 40 minutes, all highway. So you're basically hitting 120 kilometers an hour. Or, I don't know, maybe like 80 for you guys, and then the whole way. Um, get all the way down there, went inside, paid a visit for a little while. And it was actually good to see him this time because the week before I went to go see him, he was having a hard time talking. He was seeing things, a bunch of weird shit.
Yeah.
So, but everything was really good the last time I saw him. So, things have kind of been mellowing out a little bit. That's why I've missed, for anybody in the chat who's just arrived, that's why I've missed a couple of Sunday morning coffees with ATO. I had a couple of them back to back because that's what was going on. And I was heading on down to Ottawa to go visit my dad. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear he's doing all right. Anyways, that's
Yeah, yeah.
can hope for. I
Yeah.
feel makes me worry about when the day comes for my parents because they live in Pennsylvania, which is like 700 miles from me.
Oh,
You,
geez. Yeah.
I can fly down, but it's still it's a haul to get there. Anyway, you get there. So,
Yeah. Just
but
give me 1 second. I'm going to have a little conversation with my dog.
all right.
Hey, come here. Hey, come here.
Thanks, Al. Yeah, I've been playing with clay a lot lately and having a ball. Like I don't know, I enjoy it so much. I don't care if it's not as accurate as steel. I just have so much fun with it. I still shoot steel, especially when I really want to try to, dial it in. But I don't know. I just have so much. It reminds me of being a kid when I'm shooting clay. You know what I mean? Like it just when you're shooting rocks when you're a kid or something. you know.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I was when I was watching the live with you and D's yesterday. I was asking, I was asking you if there were. I wanted to. I guess you didn't see the comment or whatever, but I was asking about the. You're usually shooting clay, but when you go to the tournaments, I'm guessing you shoot steel, right?
Well, actually, I haven't shot clay much for a long time until just recently. Like,
Oh, oh, oh.
yeah. I started out like first 6 months with nothing but clay because I was still getting fork hits, and I was just like, I don't know, I didn't feel like I was worried about it. You know what I mean? Like I would say like, okay, if I go a whole month without a fork hit, then I'll switch to steel. But it seemed like every 3 weeks or so, I would get a fork hit, and I was just like, whatever. I'm just, I don't care. But I was shooting half-inch clay, so that wasn't helping with getting through forks, you know,
Yeah,
stuff. But then for like year,
throwing a boulder through the through the forks. That's crazy.
yeah. So then switched to steel, like 9.5 steel for a year or something. That's all I shot mostly. But like I just started getting into the monotony of shooting a spinner at the same height all the time, and just trying to whatever prepare
Mm.
for stuff like that. And then I remembered how much fun it was for me to shoot clay, like because I don't care about where the target is. I don't hardly care about the backdrop. Shoot stuff up in the air, and steel might reach my neighbors, but clay won't. You know what I mean? Like, so I can just shoot at anything I want almost. And it's just fun. So,
Well, we just lost you there for a second.
oh, okay. Well, what was
Oh,
the?
there we go. You're back. Huh? Yeah, it was just like maybe the last 5 seconds or so when you were talking, it just cut right out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all I was saying was, so I've only been shooting clay again for a couple weeks, but I've been enjoying it because I'm not confined to the catch box. You know.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's the nice thing, eh? I've got these really cool targets. I got one of them as a Texas Star. So you shoot these things off, and then the thing starts to rotate on you. So you have to either shoot at a moving target or whatever. And I have a second one. It's a battle tree. So it basically comes up, and you've got these paddles that you got to flip over to the other side. And man, it's a lot of fun. But I can't find I can't find decent enough clay where they're round. Like up here in Canada, it all comes from China, and you'll get any size from like I've seen them as small as 5 millimeters all the way up to almost a half inch in a bag. And they're all weird shapes, and some of them are just crumbly and falling apart, and it's just man. I just started shooting it for a while, and I'm like, why the hell am I missing by a foot and a half off? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And anyway, I I immediately just put a steel ammo back in there, took a couple of shots, and I was bang on. And I'm like, okay, it's got to be the clay,
yeah,
you know? It's got to be, you know?
yeah, it's
So
not created equal to clay, and this brand I just found that I got some for D's. It's it's Zoyo brand, Zoyo,
you get those off Amazon or
on Amazon. Yeah, it comes in a pack of 7,000, and it comes with a cool case. Hold on, it comes in
pack of
a case,
7,000? That's so random.
but
Yeah.
like I hope. I don't think there's enough people that want to shoot clay that if I say this, it's going to sell out immediately. But I bought like 2 packs of it because I like it so much. But it's white, so you can track it really well.
That I like.
It's got a hard candy shell to it, so it doesn't get white powder all over everything on your hands and your pocket and stuff. And I would say like 1 out of 100 is football shaped, and the rest are not. I barely have any flyers at all. Like,
I would totally be okay with that.
yeah,
That's like perfect.
no, it's
Yeah.
good. It's good. I'll send you a link after we're done, right to the Amazon page, so you can check it out if you want. But I love it. I'm like, man, this is almost as good as steel for accuracy for me. Not quite. It's still not quite as good, but it's like I can get I could probably get like 50% on a 40 millimeter with this stuff. Where with steel I might be at 75 or 80% when I'm really dialed and doing good or whatever. But with
Oh,
this,
wow.
that's acceptable to me.
Mm. That's very good. I know when we were when I had my things come in, I ended up ordering like 2 packs of 3,000. So I was around 6,000 shots. The bags that came in, there was 3 different colors. It was like a dark charcoal gray. One of them was a brown, and the other one was like a cream color. The cream color tracked really well. Like you can see exactly where those are going. But the other two you completely lose in the background, especially if you're shooting out in the woods. And like I'm not in the woods, but I got a giant like hedge in the back of my house going along my fence. So as soon as I let go of that thing, I had no idea where it was going. I had to wait and see where it would hit to kind of get an idea of how much I was missing. And
Yeah, no,
anyway,
100%. The last stuff I was using before this was almost as good, but it was dark brown and I couldn't track it at all. So as soon as I found this white stuff, I tried it because I like the Walmart clay because it's white, but it's all powdery. I don't know if you
good.
tried the Walmart, but
No, we don't have that up here either. I know Rex was telling me about the Walmart clay being like one of the best out there, and I tried to go find it out here, and we have nothing. We do have some kind of clay, but they use it for like flower pots and stuff. It's not like slingshot ammo. And I went and I checked it out, and it looks like a little kid kind of rolled up boogers in their palm and just dropped them in there, like they're not anywhere close to the same size, and they're all like lumpy and, like golf ball almost looking like with little pits in them. And I'm like, I'm not using that. No way. Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely. I've gotten batches of other brands that it's terrible. It's half of them are football shaped and all different sizes. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll definitely send you the link. Remind me especially. But yeah, Zoyo, Zoyo. That's some good stuff. I really like it.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. We kind of get screwed up here though when it comes to slingshot stuff. We have no companies up here at all. We have no companies, we have no tournaments, we have no nothing. So it's like fuck. We're at we're basically handcuffed by Amazon. So whatever Amazon has, if we don't want to pay duties or whatever, that's pretty much it. So it's like fuck. Sometimes I'm out here looking for stuff to buy, and the shipping and the taxes cost more than the actual item. It's kind of wacky. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Imagine this. The last time I was out, I was ordering materials for to make some slingshots. And I usually buy from Maker's Material Supply, which is down in Texas somewhere. So I order from there, tariffs hit. I ordered $100 of materials. And when everything arrived here, I ended up paying $70 in taxes.
jeez.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, that's the last time I order there until all that shit's gone. Like
Yeah,
it just doesn't make it worth it. Like my price of everything, my cost of everything has gone up by double.
yeah.
So now I'm kind of on the hook with Valley Composites, which is a Chinese company, but their selection is way smaller, and I mean it is what it is, for the time being. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's too bad. But
yeah, it sucks.
yep.
Oh, we only got 15 people in here. I was going to show something special. I got something really special to show you guys today. I should have done it a little earlier. We had like 24 people rocking in here. Oh, here we go. The numbers are starting to come up. You know what? I'm going to show you anyway. You guys are stuck it out. You deserve the look. Have a
Yeah.
look at this.
Oh, that's that new wasp frame, right?
Yes, sir. That's the Wasp. We're going to be shooting it today.
Nice. I've
Yeah,
had
we're going to be
I've had that ever since I saw like the first, what do you call it, trial runs of it or whatever.
Yeah, I have a prototype upstairs too. I've had that one for quite a while, but I was told not to show it off. I had to just come out here and test it and shoot it and see what I thought about it. And wow, I'm loving this thing. The way it holds, like you can see, it's got that nice curve to it. But the tips are kind of slanted, just a little bit. But when you pull this thing back and you get this thing locked up into your position, you've got a really comfortable. I don't know if I could show it somehow, but my wrist is pretty much straight, and everything locks up. I can get my fingers really close up to the forks. This one's a winner. We're gonna shoot it today. Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
yeah, we're gonna shoot it today.
Is that a 90? That's a 90 millimeter width?
Yeah, that one's a 90, and I also brought this one out here today, considering we're going to be shooting some. We had the little Wasp announcement. This is another one that he came out with not too long ago. The Apex Pro, the
Nice.
Apex Plus Pro, and this one's a 95. And also this one too just shoots absolutely lovely. What like two really great design slingshots, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely have several of those Apex in just the plastic version, and I love them.
Yeah. Well, I got the plastic one too, and I saw when I first came out, I'm like, oh man, a John Jeffries design again. You know, like he had the FTC, I think it was called. It was basically shaped off the Mustang,
Yep.
and I'm like, man, I like this thing. This thing's pretty cool. It was just a little bit too narrow for me. It was only an 85, and then I decided to when the Apex came out, and like I mean, everyone knows that I like the Venator. Venator was a 90 and all that, but when the Apex came out and I saw that, I'm like, ooh, I'm jumping on one of those. I came out with that thing, started shooting it around a little bit, and I instantly fell in love. And it's a wider fork width for me. Like I'm a 90 guy, you know, 90, maybe 88 max. You know, this thing, man, I shoot it and I shoots like a 90 for some reason. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. I love it.
Ever since I switched to 90s, I don't know if you picked that up or not, but I've been shooting a 90 millimeter now when I used to shoot 100 or even 105 or whatever. It's,
Yeah,
it comes.
I was, oh, the toot toot. Yeah, yeah. I have the same problem. Yeah.
This short one. All right. So I was ever since I switched to a 90, I haven't tried the Apex, which is a 95, like you said. I'll have to try it again and see if it shoots the same as the 90s that I've been shooting for me. You know.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. But I remember when you got that. Who is it? Was it a Spitfire that was 105? Yeah, man, it looked like somebody just cut the top off a tennis racket. It was so big. I was like, holy shit! It was Prime Fork who made that one, eh? If I remember correct.
Prime Fork, yeah.
Yeah,
And it had a brass core. The thing weighed about 7 pounds, man. I still have it. I still have it. But when I pick it up now, like, wow, how the heck was I? But at the time, as soon as I got that, I was bang on with that. Like, better than any, like I was right on target with it. I don't, like, I'm pretty sure I figured out that I was kind of tweaking the pouch. As soon as I pulled full butterfly, my wrist position started creating like some kind of tweak, sideways tweak or a speed bump. And that might have been why I was needing such a wide fork. My shots were just going so high. But I don't know. I'll have to go back and see. If I try to shoot it now, it'll probably be like a foot low for me.
oh yeah, yeah, maybe, eh? I know one time I made a mistake and I ordered. I can't say I made a mistake. I wanted one. I was a fanboy of Gamekeeper John back in the day. And I saw a bunch of his frames, and I didn't have the money, so I was kind of like, "Oh man, I can't afford this. One of those PPMG things or whatever." So he had these kits that he was selling, and basically you get this thing, and you have to sand it and finish it yourself. It's just kind of rough cut out with a router and a jigsaw or something. I don't know how he does it, but he got one of these plywood frames. It was a pretty cool one, but man, that thing was 100 millimeters wide. And I got out to shoot it, and I'm aiming at the thing. I let it rip, and I must have hit about a foot and a half low with it. I was like, oh no, yeah. And I didn't realize at that time. I didn't realize at the time that fork width had anything to do with any of that, in relation to your anchor point or anything. So I was like, "Fuck, this slingshot sucks." I threw it away. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's amazing what you figure out, eh? After a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Gamekeeper John is a corner of the mouth anchor. So that's why, usually a
Yeah.
100 mil with short draw is somewhere around the corner of the mouth or maybe even a little tiny bit lower. So,
Yep. When
yeah,
I started off too, I was lower. I was like around my lip, but just a little bit back under my cheekbone, kind of. And it was kind of like I was all over the place with that thing. And then slowly but surely, when I realized I could shoot a 90 better, I ended up getting locked under my cheekbone. So it's kind of like always in the same spot all the time. So it's kind of nice, but it took a while to get there.
yeah, yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's kind of, I've been thinking about it like how with short draw, the typical thing for people to do is to find the sweet spot that they like to anchor and never change that because it's so hard to get it back to where it was once you move it, you know. Where with long draw, we're already floating anyways, so we're kind of like change our anchor at will or just by accident sometimes. But when I now I'm messing with an 80 millimeter, a 90, and I started with 100 or whatever. And like, I just move my anchor so that it goes close to point of aim. I might gap a little bit, but
Yeah.
where, I don't know, like with short draw, it seems much often moving it when I feel willy nilly. you know.
But there's something else too about the whole short draw anchor thing that I've noticed. Usually when I'm out shooting, I'll be better on from, so let's say I take my first 20 shots, I'm kind of warming up. From that 20 shots on for maybe like another 20 or 25 shots or 30 shots, we'll say, I'm like smoking pretty much everything I'm hitting. And then my anchor point where I'm putting my thumb starts to get a little bit numb, and I start wandering a little bit because it starts feeling more normal, and not feeling just like the same position. And I start to wander a little bit. So I actually had to, or I'm trying to actually, something I'm in the works of doing now is to eliminate that problem. So if I'm ever at a tournament, for example, and I have to shoot more than 20 shots for whatever reason, I mean, I don't know what goes on there, so I couldn't really say, but if I have to shoot more than 20 shots, I was concerned that I would end up, um, wandering around and start missing my shots. So now I'm actually trying to take my thumbnail and actually have my thumbnail hit the point of my cheekbone. So now it's not, okay, this feels like it's right. Now it's like, okay, this part has to touch that part, and that's it. So it gets, I don't know. We'll see if that works. I mean, it's something I'm messing around with at the moment. So
Right, right.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I only spent about 6 weeks with short draw, so I don't claim to know, but like I can sort of compare that to with long draw. Also your face gets a little numb sometimes wherever your bands are just barely touching your cheek.
yeah,
But I also know that sometimes I'll be touching the exact same spot, but my posture or head tilt will change and it will throw it even though it's touching the same spot. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe you could also be actually anchoring the exact same spot, but if your head starts tilting more, that brings your head lower,
Yep.
or well, all the kind of different things you do with your posture could also be part of it.
So that's also something I've been doing. I know you guys touched on this with Deez yesterday a little bit. You guys were talking about, like, now I try to stand up, stay more upright instead of tilting my head over like I used to. And when I'm anchoring my pouch, I anchor my pouch in the same angle that I cock my frame. So you'll see when I'm shooting today, you'll see my frame looks more like this. All the other rules still apply. Making sure your bands are stacked on top of each other. Shooting at 10 meters is fine. Even shooting at distance, I know you guys, Deez had brought this up. Shooting at distance, I still come down the frame, down here, say at 20 meters. I just move the frame over a little bit, and I shoot at that distance right off the fork like normal, and it makes no difference.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
good to know because I haven't. I've been playing around with angled shooting. 45, somewhere in between 45 and 90, like that. Not a perfect 45, but
Just light,
yeah,
however, because like I don't like holding my pouch like this square and
yeah,
get my elbow up. It's much more comfortable to hold it like this. My shoulder goes up, my elbow feels better, everything feels better, but my pouch is on an angle. And if I had my frame at a complete 90 with my hand like this, the pouch has got to twist and go. And sometimes if you have a little bit of dirt or a spot of rust or anything on your ball, that would cause it to get a spin while it's running, and it would actually do like the bowling ball move, like the hook at the end.
yep, yep,
So I started just matching my thumb with the angle of my fork, my frame, and all the bands would still line up perfectly, and I've had no problems.
nice. Yeah,
And I actually got that by watching Nathan Masters, because Nathan's also he's also a cocked shooter. He cocks his frame a little bit.
yep, yep. I do the same thing with long draw too. That I've been playing around with the angle, and my backhand, instead of being like that, I'll turn it up so that matches the angle of the frame, and that's actually more like um, comfortable for my wrist. But the part I like the most is that, like, when I'm done shooting a session at an angle, my neck and back doesn't hurt. Where when I'm
Yeah,
trying,
you don't get that tightness up in your shoulders, eh?
when I'm trying to shoot a 90 the head tilted more, and then yeah, I get sore over here. So
Yeah,
yeah, good to know about the distance thing because I wasn't sure how it was going to work out, if I might be blocking the target or if it would stay right on the line of the fork. I got like you said, instead of just like you were at a 90, you just follow the edge of
yep,
the top of the fork, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of split your target and go with like 50-50, and you know, I've had no problem with that. Yeah, it's been great. It wasn't too long ago. I actually got a 20 meter shot on a squirrel ball by doing that exact same method. And I
Right.
did one. I did one live the other day from 18 meters off my deck all the way down there. I got
Wow.
my yeah all the way down there in that little spin trap. I
Awesome.
got I hit the 30 first, and then I hit the squirrel ball right after.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. It took me 3 shots to get it. It wasn't just a one shot deal, but I mean still hitting a 12 millimeter target from uh from 18 meters out with an 8 millimeter steel ball is not an easy thing, you know?
No, no, that's not. That's a hard shot for
Yeah,
sure.
that was fun.
Yeah, I'll have to do that next. Play around with distance, shooting at a 45 or whatever. I mean, it's not really a 45. I guess it would be like 75 or something like that. That would be the angle, something.
Yeah, it's a very slight angle I use. I don't really go heavy. Like 45 like this would be crazy. I don't know if I could shoot like that, but usually I'm just a tiny little bit up, just just like that, and works great.
Yeah, I've been shooting a little more extreme than that. Like, I don't know. Let's see. I'm more like, you know, not quite 45. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
that, but that just allows me to. It's easier for me to get close to my eye and not have to turn my head over far.
Yeah. For me, that was the biggest thing because I found sometimes I'd start shooting, and as I was getting tired, I was leaning over more and more and more and more, and then my elbow started to drop, and everything was going to shit. I'm like, wow, this is a problem, you know. And really, when I come out on these lives, sometimes I do like a 3 hour shooting session, which is like it's just a breeding ground of bad habits because you start getting tired around the end and you start hitting everything all over the place, and then the trolls pop in because they're missing and start saying stupid shit, and then you get more frustrated, and it's like, man, you start missing even more, and it's like, fuck, this is bad, I should put this down, but I'm doing a live, got to keep on trucking. And then usually I end up taking a break, I chat with the crowd, go through the comments, and then everything comes back nicely and you're kind of okay at the end. But
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the same thing I've been finding with shooting at an angle. I have less of a tendency to start leaning more and slouching more and leaning out more and more as I get tired because it's not straining on your neck and back, so it's not getting as tired. Just standing more, a lot more of a upright head, and yeah, I like it. I'm gonna keep playing with it.
Have you ever watched some of the Asian tournaments, like the ones in China and other places like this? Some of the styles these guys come out with, man, are just crazy, man. I was watching some of them, and there was this one guy. He came out like this, hunched over like crazy. He grabbed his frame and his ball at the like right in front of his face, and he just go stretched out but hunched like way over. He almost looked like I don't know. It was just weird, like a bear flexing or something,
Yeah,
But he went up there and he took his 5 shots on the knockdown, hit every single shot, dropped them all, and was up there, and he went pretty far in the tournament. I was sitting there watching these guys go through, and I was like, man, this guy looks so creepy. He looks like an ogre or something. I don't know what to say, but he was a hell of a shooter. But it was like so much posture that he had to control and do the exact same thing every single time. Like it can't be comfortable, you know?
no.
No,
I actually got in a little like at the end of a session. I can't like I keep trying to stand up, but I can't. So I'm like, well, whatever. I'll just leave it down there and see if I can figure out how to shoot like that. And after a little while, I start figuring out what I need to do to shoot from that position. But then when you come out the next day and you're fresh again, now you're all over the place again, and you have to relearn. I don't, unless you're going to do that all the time, which cannot be good for your neck and and back.
no, no. No, or your shooting or your mental health, because you're gonna end up going nuts after a while. Wondering why you're doing good, then doing bad, then doing good, then doing bad. Like, man, that's crazy.
Yep.
Oh, so what do you got to shoot today, there, Mr. Andy?
Oh well, I got several frames here. I brought these as Revolt back out again. For
Yeah, I
one.
gotta get me one of those. Those are badass, dude.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And then I got this Sniper Sling Precision, I think they call it. Yeah, either precise or precision. It's
Oh, nice.
yeah, one of the. It's got adjustable forks, and they got the toolless, like what they call it, dragon's tooth or something. It's just you don't need a tool, and ergo. I've been enjoying this too. I like these sometimes. Ergo pin. I got the,
The old Aries.
yeah, love that.
Yeah, that's badass. Is it you have brown clips on yours?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Oh wow, that's cool. That looks good.
Yeah, it's pretty. And then I also got the B Swan, which I've been really enjoying from Sniper Sling. G10 frame with clips for like around $40, 45 or something like that, which
Yeah,
is
can't go wrong.
yeah. And then I have one more weird one. I'll show you. I got this from that Y-Shot X. So this is a 80 millimeter bead stuck. So
Yeah, I saw who's selling those?
Y-Shot X.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, it's a newer company, but I will say that like I saw this on Amazon after I bought it for like a lot cheaper. So if
Oh, really?
you know what I mean. So but a lot of their frames are unique. You don't see them other places, but some of them I see other places cheaper. That's just being honest, you know what I mean? But it's cool. I was wanting to try. I'm like, hey, I figured out a 90. Let's see if I can go even narrower and just see what happens. But I don't want an 80 that has a 30 mil gap so that if I make the slightest mistake, I'll fork it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So this actually has something like a 60 or 65 inner because the tips are only like 10 mil wide. Because
that's nuts, eh?
the bead
And
size fiber optic there. It's pretty neat.
what bands do you have on there? You have some like 10 millimeter straight cuts or 15 or something?
No, I put for my 3/8 clay, I've been shooting 14 to 10 with a .4. This is a .4 Sniper Sling Yellow,
Okay.
and I just happened to have a template that they said was for BBs, and I figured, oh, let's try that out, and that's been working good for full butterfly. Like 14 to 10 .4, and then I cut it. Depends on the brand. I cut these 280. But that cyan that you said you like, that precise cyan.
Yeah, I'm shooting the .4.
Yeah,
I mean, performance wise, again, I'll say this. I'm going to put this out there for everybody who's listening. Performance wise, the cyan is fantastic. It's fast, draw weight's light, good retraction. I haven't had good luck with the life so far.
yeah.
I'm getting around 200 or 300 shots. I mean, being an Omega guy, I've shot, man, with the Omega White, I have had a band set that's gone up to or maybe even over 1,000 shots. So,
I
you know,
found I found the same thing. I like it because it is like the super lightest draw, and it has such a high stretch ratio that I cut it like 4 centimeters shorter than I cut Sniper Sling Yellow because
yeah.
it's so stretchy.
Yeah, it's like
But
eight. It's got like a ratio of 8 to 1 or something like that. Eh?
yeah,
It's nuts.
it
It's
is.
nuts.
But yeah, it doesn't last as long. That I like. If so, I tried .45 with this same taper in Omega White, and it's a little bit overpowered for me for shooting full butter. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it get a little hand slap. Maybe if I tone down the taper, but I already have the template for 14 to 10, so I'm like, well, I'll just switch to .4 for clay. It's been working great. Like I put it over chronograph ice for clay. I don't want to. I don't want it going 350. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's another problem too. I found shooting clay if you overpower your bands with clay, there's no telling where that shit's going.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even on when I was messing around with clay, I use an 18 to 12 for short draw taper, but I also cut my bands a centimeter longer than I normally do to slow them down a little.
Yeah.
The draw of it's just fantastic. I mean, it's super light, very easy, but
Yeah.
it's still sometimes a little bit too quick. I could probably go down to a little bit smaller even and just shorten up the bands maybe a little. I don't know. I got to mess with it, but I don't want to wind up. I've already got like 10 templates here, so I don't want to go and buy a shit ton more. You know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what. It's weird. Like Dee's just told me that he uses the same setup for steel as he does for the 3/8 clay. And I'm like, really? How? He's like, I don't get any hand slap and it works fine. I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't know
Yeah, but
why.
he also shoots short draw too, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, he's not probably not generating as much speed coming back with the band as you will shooting long. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, hell, it's different for everybody. Like you said, you tone down your bands for clay a little bit, and he doesn't. And Rex says he shoots his normal long draw bands for clay as steel, but he just doesn't pull back as far. So that makes sense.
yeah,
But for me, I like to pull to the same spot, and it just works better to tone my bands way down for it.
yeah. I gotta see if I can get some more clay, and I'm gonna check out that link and get those other targets out because they're so much fun to shoot, man.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, they're so much fun to shoot. I, I gotta work on them a little bit because one of them I ended up hitting it like a little bit not on the round bit. There's like a little post that it connects with a magnet, and I hit it so hard right at the post with a overpowered band, and it knocked the metal plate off, but it sent the magnet flying too. It unglued the magnet and went flying. So I gotta put all that back together again, maybe with something a little bit more sturdy. Because sometimes I hit one of them and a couple of the other magnets fell off. But I mean, I'm shooting a big chunk of clay at something that's designed to, you know.
Yeah,
Anyway, we'll see if I can figure that out. That shouldn't be too hard of a solve.
right. Yeah, it's surprising. Me and Deez were talking about that too. Sometimes it's surprising how like clay can destroy. How destructive clay can be. I'm surprised at what I've gone through with it. I took out a chipmunk with it. I mean, that's not a hard feat to do, but it's still kind of surprised me.
Yeah,
I have those metal, like the air gun targets that has four circles down at the bottom and one at top to reset it. You know what I'm
yeah,
talking.
yeah. I got one of those too. They're fun.
And they're pretty heavy. And I was surprised that I'm able to flip those up with a center shot with clay. If I catch the edge, it won't flip it up. But if you hit it right in the middle, it'll flip it up. And that's pretty heavy. They're pretty
Yeah,
thick.
they're pretty heavy. They're
Yeah,
beefy.
yeah. And
Yeah, they're made out of like it looks like they're all like made out of like 1/8 flat bar or 3/16 flat bar. It's heavy duty stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it'll make you bleed too. We've seen that before. That clay can make you bleed if you.
Yeah.
Remember you doing a little long draw and you got a butterfly kiss that actually drew some blood, right?
Yeah. I've had a couple of those.
And
Yeah.
I know people have hit themselves in the hand and it doesn't break your finger, but it does draw a little blood. It's not like completely innocuous.
Although steel would be way worse though.
Way
Shooting your
worse,
hand with that. Oh,
right?
way worse. I've seen some pictures on Facebook, guys posting up their damaged hands from getting bad shots and like I don't know why this keeps happening. I'm like, bro, release. I don't know how else I have to say it. Release. Watch out your release.
Yeah.
Watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Thankfully I've hit my hand one time and it was a grazing shot with steel right in the webbing of my hand. I don't know if you can even see it, but just took a little skin off. But I haven't had a bad one, knock on wood here. But
Yeah.
it reminds me, I was gonna say like just for anyone who's looking for really like safe ammo, I find that like you can get 10 mm rubber ammo on Amazon that's better than full shot. It'll make the ball curve more. but I found some 10 millimeter rubber ammo that it doesn't have that little nub on there, so they fly pretty straight, and that I think you could shoot yourself directly in the skin, and it wouldn't hurt. You know, it would just be like getting hit with a
Like,
rubber. You know?
yeah, I
Just
was actually hoping to get my hands on some of those, and I can hunt flies in my house in summertime when the flies come in.
yeah,
Yeah, but my wife was like, "No fucking way, no way, you're not shooting around them." I'm like, come on, it's rubber ammo. It's not going to do anything, you know." But yeah, that was a no go. I had to give up that one. So I ended up making a pig fly swatter that I shoot long draw, and I took the inner strands from
paracord.
paracord. Yeah, and I cut them all off, kind of like if you're ever fishing garpike. You put like the wool on the back end and make it fuzzy, but I use that now just to zap those little bastards. They
I,
just
I do the same thing.
yeah,
I took an old wrench and I used that. I tie a tube to that, and then get some paracord and fray out the end. It works great.
yeah. It really does. It's kind
Fun.
of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. What do we got going on here? Hey, what's up, Shades, Namandi, Al, Richard the Fisherman, Leon? Thought I saw Hoggy in here before too. I don't know. I missed him. I think I missed him. Oh, there he is. Hoggy, what's going on?
What's up, Huggy?
Jeff. Yeah, buddy. All right, Joseph, what's going on, guys? How you doing? So I don't know if you caught the live yesterday, but I'm kind of excited. Check this out. So I got I've been making some Avros with aluminum cores. Okay, I've been
Nice.
busting them out a little bit. This was actually a screw up, so I decided to keep it. But I don't know if you could see it without it being in the light. But you see up here, the kind of carbon fibers kind of screwed up. You know, I ended up dropping it while I was sanding down the maker's mark. It fell down and it gave it a little twist in my hand and hit it a second time when I tried to pick it up. There you can see it. See that? Took a
Yeah,
couple of gouges out. So I can't really sell that. I mean, it shoots perfect. There's not a problem at all.
yeah.
I mean, I've been mentioning to people if anybody wanted, I would let it go for like $60, 60, $70 shipped. You know, I pay for the shipping just to recuperate some of the materials. But
Yeah.
um, yesterday I was letting people know because I took my template and I brought it to a machine shop that I deal with work all the time. Guy's a great dude. I passed by and I asked him, like, how much would it cost to make a couple of these out of 3/16 aluminum? And the guy's like, oh, I'll send it out. I'll get back to you and I'll see what we can do and what kind of price. So I come back and the guy's like, oh, I'll sell them to you for $11 each. I'm like, $11, huh? Okay, give me 20 of them. Yeah.
Sweet.
So I ended up bringing 20 of them home early last week, and I got 4 frames started yesterday, 3 on the live, and then when everything cured up, I kind of just took off the bands and the clamps and I glued up another one. So I got four of these guys going that will be very nice, and they're going to be made out of G10, not carbon fiber. Carbon fiber, I mean, carbon fiber is really cool. It looks great and everything, but fuck, it's finicky, man. Like, you can't sand it down too far, otherwise it goes to shit. And when you're putting in your maker's marks and your tubes and your carbon posts or whatever it is you're putting in there, it just so much can go wrong, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Is that a 90 or what's the width on that?
so far I'm only making them in 90s. So far I'm only making them in 90s, but I was talking to one of the guys on the I was talking to one of the guys on the Discord group, and they were telling me how they adjust it. They make their template, and they just kind of like make a second template out of the first template. They kind of move it over, do it, move it over, do it, get the lines all in for the width that they want, and then they use the rest of the template for the shape. And I was like, maybe that'll work. I'm not entirely sure if it'll work, but I could probably. I'm gonna have to mess around with it a little bit to see if I can get smaller or bigger. But we'll see.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I was just thinking like that looks pretty cool. I might want to pick that up from you, the one with the ding in it, because to be honest, I prefer a frame to not be too beautiful, oddly, because I'm scared to shoot, you know what I mean? Like, I'll shoot it, but I'll be, oh, it's a little bit of wind blowing, or like, oh, I'm not feeling quite right. I better not shoot that one. It's too nice, you know. But if it
Yeah.
already has some ding in it, then I'm like, oh, you know,
Fuck it. Let's go to war. Yeah.
right, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I was saying. I'm like, this thing is a great beater. Like, I mean, if nobody wants it, I'll keep it. It's not a problem. It shoots fantastic. Like well, you'll see today when we get started there. I have great luck with this thing. It's freaking awesome. I should
Yeah.
have brought it out yesterday. Yesterday I shot like shit with the frames I was shooting, but I should have brought it out, but I didn't. But anyway, today we're gonna do much better. We're gonna
Right.
do much better. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got another nice one too. That it was a material problem. I put in my rib nuts in the back. So I have it like an end mill. Basically, my process is I put my template on. I drill a 3 millimeter hole to get the hole all the way through and through the clips, so everything matches up. Then I go from a 3 millimeter hole to a 5 millimeter hole, so the rib nut will fit in. And then I countersink the flange of the rib nut inside with an end mill. It's kind of finicky. It's a lot of work, but when I did the hole, I was testing it. And I put the rib nut in, and everything went in perfect. I'm like, fuck, this thing's beautiful. It's got a pink and black core on the inside with jade on the outsides. It looks great. I go to pop the thing back out again so I can get it on the buffing wheel and clean everything up. And all around the edge where the flange went in, splintered out. Like the material just fell apart. I'm like, fuck, this was gonna be beautiful. This was gonna be beautiful. So I have another one now that I'll be selling as a second if anybody wants it. But
Yeah.
anyway, we'll see how it goes.
I've never tried to build any, but I can imagine it's a hell of a learning curve, and so much work can end up being almost for nothing other than like the learning of it. But get right.
I've thrown I've thrown out probably about 8 frames now that I've gotten to the point where it's done, it's ready to go, everything's looking great. Start drilling the fucking holes, and something goes wrong. And man, I
It's
actually
heartbreaking, I bet.
I actually had a pretty bad accident doing one of them. I think it was Kerry Sandlin who won it. I had one that was like a carbon fiber with black and white liners, and I got these really cool I don't know. I use them as clips, but they look like a Damascus steel kind of, but they were white and black and gray, and it was kind of swirly and everything. I use those for the clips on it. It looked fantastic. But while I got the first one done, ready to go, started working on the second one, and I started to drill inside the hole, and there was a little chip of dust that I didn't notice when I put the thing down, and it kind of gave it a little rock. When it rocked, it separated. It pulled up the thing. It separated, ripped the carbon fiber right off the frame, started whipping around, and it cut my finger three or four times, pretty bad. And like even now, it's been, I don't know, it's been months now. Like say it's 5 or 6 months, but I still can't get my tip of my finger to bend down properly. It's like I got some ligament damage. So if I'm making a fist, I got to kind of tuck that in and with my other hand to be able to make a fist now. So it's yeah, it whipped around like 3 or 4 times so fast that
Yeah.
it was like whack whack whack. I didn't even feel anything. I
Yeah.
shut the thing off. I looked at the fucking frame. I was like, fuck. I whipped it across the shop, and I went down to go find it. I'm like, oh, maybe I could fix it. You know, like I
Yeah.
went over there to find it, and I looked down and I was just pissing blood everywhere. Like it felt like somebody just whacked my knuckle with like a ruler or something. But I ended up, I don't know if you can even see it there. It's in the it's in the light. You can see it, but I got a couple of pretty good scars in there along my knuckle. I don't know if you could see it or not, but
Uh,
anyway, it ended up cutting me 4 times, like two here and then two little ones up on top. It was like just slicing layers out of me, you know.
yeah.
And anyway, I think I actually posted the gruesome pictures on Facebook after. Yeah, but I was out of commission for a little while. Even like typing on my computer at work was hurting my fingers, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I, I can imagine how bad that was. I'm thinking of when I was younger, I was helping my dad cut something on a table saw, and like it was cutting off like a thin piece of wood off the edge. It was probably maybe a foot long or something like that. And when everything went fine through, but then that little sliver, that thin piece of wood, went in the crack between the blade and the table, and now
Ugh.
was spinning the same speed as the blade, and it whacked his finger and just blew out the end of his finger. It was nasty. Like it just,
Ugh.
my dad's so tough. He's just like, oh, that hurt. Maybe I ought to get some stitches in that. I guess he didn't even like
Yeah.
barely acted like it bothered him. He was more angry than in pain. But it's dangerous when stuff gets spinning at 18,000 RPM or whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah, you don't mess with that. And it's kind of funny too, when my brother was working at this old machine shop that he used to work at, they one of the guys was drilling something, but he was wearing leather gloves. And sometimes when you're drilling stuff in like a Morris drill or something like that, you get like the shavings that kind of curl up and they kind of wrap around everything. And the guy just tried to grab them while the machine was running with his gloves on. But the piece wrapped around his finger and it didn't break off. It brought his hand into the drill and it twisted his finger off. It just spun around and like whoop, 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 and that was it. Off it came, and it was just shredded. And ever since my brother came back home at that time, when we were all living in the same house, he came back and he's like, "Fuck, you would not believe what happened at work today." He's like, "I'm never wearing gloves again." That would have never happened if he never grabbed the piece. Obviously, it would have been fine. But if he wasn't wearing gloves, it wouldn't have had anything to grab onto. You know.
Right.
But yeah, and I actually had another guy too at my work. We used to run flat bar machines, and you go through the flattener, and then you have a guide roll and a deburring roll after that would push on the sides. And sometimes you're coming out through this part of a table, and you have to take like a stick or something to lift up the strip to put it through the guide roll, and then you tighten up the guide rolls, then tighten up the deburrer, and then you run it through the cutoff. But he had a piece coming in. He went to lift it up, and he dropped his stick, and it fell behind the machine. So he just grabbed the piece with his fingers and went to lift it up and open up the roll. But when he did that, he had the jogging remote on his belt, and he leaned into the machine, and the machine jogged and pulled his fingers through and cut both of his fingers off.
Ah,
Gone. Yeah, it's
yeah,
like fuck. You can't mess with that stuff, man.
no.
You
Yeah,
can't.
I work in a machine shop too, and I do turning, like big horizontal lathes with CNC run.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
it makes a lot of chips, like that are long, stringy chips, and
Razor sharp.
razor sharp. Like I don't like you never, even with cut resistant gloves on, nothing spinning. If you grab that and pull it and it doesn't break or give, it'll slice right through gloves. It's just like a stringy razor blade, you
Yeah.
know. So like I use pliers and use a chip hook and all that stuff, and never when it's spinning, ever. There's
Yeah.
too many stories of people losing body parts and worse. You know.
On our old tubing mill, it was rough too. We had this there's like this little ring that would go and it would hit the up the we call it the after it goes through the welder. While it's still hot, it's still kind of like a cherry red from the welder. It's got this ring that would kind of scrape off the excess steel to make it like a seamless pipe, and that that ring would match the radius of the pipe that you're cutting off. So it would grab this piece and start to scrape it off, and the guys that were working at that station would have to grab that bit, lift up the piece while the machine was kind of running, and they wrap it around this spool thing, and then the spool will just match the speed of the mill, pulling this piece of scarfing up. And it's the same kind of thing. It's a razor sharp and hot as fuck because it just is just welded. And so many of these guys have had that. We used to buy these big butcher's gloves with leather butcher's gloves with a wire mesh in them to stop them from getting cut. Didn't do shit.
Wow.
Yeah. So we end up getting these big, long, like 1 foot or 2 foot pliers where these guys would just reach in and grab it and just kind of wrap it around. And if it broke, you had to get pretty good with your dexterity with this big tool, but you couldn't have anybody touch it with their hands. It was a
Yeah.
nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane how sharp metal can become whenever you machine it off or when it gets real
Oh,
thin. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
It's crazy. You wouldn't believe how it can cut through a glove like it was butter. Just hot knife through butter. It's crazy. I didn't think it would cut through like the mesh, like you know, metal mesh, but it makes sense.
Yeah, we've had the those anti-cut gloves there, those ones with the Kevlar in them and everything like that. You've got like class 3. I don't know what the class is, how they work out for you guys, but
Yeah,
for typical operators we use class 3. For the guys that are going up to the really crazy stuff, they use class 9. But even at that, like with my pocket knife that I can get pretty fucking sharp, by the way. I'll just say
yeah,
I slice through the class 3 like it's not even there.
yeah,
I'll only be able to do maybe 1 or 2 cuts on it before my blade gets dull.
yeah,
But that's that's
yeah,
still
yeah.
that's still crazy, you know?
Right, right.
And the
Yeah,
class 3 is what they recommend to save you from an X-Acto knife. So
yeah.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit on that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe with very light pressure, it would save you or whatever, or like pressing into it versus slicing. Obviously that's you get a lot more cutting power if it's pulling against tension against it rather than just pressing. Pressing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, for people walking by like cut ends of a pipe or whatever it is, and if you bang your hand into it, you're gonna be fine. You
Yeah,
know, because they're very good for slicing motions, for I guess you could say, but for like splinters and things, you're fucked. It goes right through those gloves like they don't even exist. You know,
right.
but
Yeah,
I think you'd be, yeah.
with a
I,
with a stabbing motion of a sharp point, it goes right through those gloves.
right through. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There you go. So you want to take some shots?
yeah, absolutely.
Let's get some shots going. It's
All
starting to
right.
get pretty warm out. It was cold this morning, man, when I came out here, but it's warm up now.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start with this one because I want to shoot it really badly.
All right. Let's try to get. It's so bright out here today, and I can't barely see my screen to see if I can. There, I shouldn't be blocking the target from there.
No, no, you're perfect right there. Your
Oh,
angle's great.
cool.
Yeah. All right. Let's
Yeah.
take some shots.
All right.
What do you got in that catch box over there?
Oh, I just got like I'm shooting clay, so I got a bunch of. I got like some of those little green wiffle golf ball wiffle balls, the practice ones. I got some Tylenol bottles, the small Tylenol bottles. Got some fireball nips hanging and a can and all kinds of fun little targets hanging around. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
I only got 2 in my catch box. I got that glue bottle, which that I got from Andrea. I've been shooting that thing pretty consistently for a while now. It just won't give up. I finally got a hole in it, which is kind of cool. And under it, I got one of those Timber 26 20 millimeter flippers. So
sweet.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, getting windy here. Well, we'll see. I might switch to a high style shorter draw. That's I shoot high style a little shorter.
Uh,
See?
oh man, it's a beautiful day today.
Yeah, perfect temperature here. It's just a little breezy.
It looks like you got some decent shade in your backyard.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
time.
ahead of you, ahead of you.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
I got the patio umbrella providing a little bit of shade here, but it only rotates so many different angles to
yeah.
it
Keep the
blocks.
sun off you.
Yeah.
So you plan on doing any more tournaments this year?
Not this year, no. But I'll probably go to ECST again next year. It's the reason is because they're all so far away, but ECST is right next to where my parents live.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. So it's
It's
you got
like
a place to stay if you need to, and
and it's a dual purpose trip, you know what I mean? Like I can you're gonna spend that money and time and use vacation time. It's like mostly I'm visiting my family, but I'll stop by the tournament while I'm there. Where
yeah, that's cool.
and it's actually the closest one to me. The next, there's another one in Ohio, I think, which is
Yeah,
pretty.
HHST, I think, which is
Yeah,
coming up.
yeah, but then any other ones are even further away, and it's kind of hard to justify going there for a day or two, and that, you know what I mean. It's like,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
oh,
I was trying to kind of mathing it out how much it was going to cost to go down from where I live down to ECST, and I'm probably looking at somewhere around $1,000,
yeah,
or you know, I was
yeah,
kind of like, fuck, yeah, I don't know,
that,
I don't
that,
know, I don't know if this is going to happen.
yeah, the prize money's not going to make up for that.
Yeah, yeah, tell me that. What was the prize money for the winners? This is the first year they did that, I think, right?
Yeah, it's the first year. I think I want to say first place was around $300 or something like that, which is pretty good. And I think second place was around 180, and then the third something like, or I don't remember the exact numbers now. It was something like 300, 200, 100, maybe a little more on each one, something like that.
That's actually not bad, man. I mean,
Yeah,
300 USD, a Canadian can retire on that kind of cheddar. Yeah, but our shitty dollar.
yeah. Take a little bit off of the plane ticket cost anyway.
Yeah, or at least cover the gas back and forth.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it. It's kind of hard to get to get everything together, get across, find a place to stay. Like if I was gonna do it, I would have to do it on the absolute cheap. Like show up with my hammock, kind of sleep on site somewhere, and you know, and call
Yeah,
it good.
a lot of people camp there, so that's
Yeah,
a problem.
I know Rex had a good setup. He was showing me some of the stuff he had inside of his truck and everything, and it looked pretty badass.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We usually get a hotel. Like, I don't know. I like sleeping in a bed. I'm just not. I'm not.
Yeah, I can't do the sleeping on the floor thing at all. But my hammock is fucking comfortable, dude.
Right.
Like, yeah. If I get down there next year, I'm gonna get you to hop into that thing, and you're gonna be like, shit, I might be getting one of these.
I'll definitely check it out. The other thing, though, is that there may be some people there that want to stay up a lot later than you and have a good time, which nothing wrong with that.
No,
But another reason why I like to go get a hotel. That way I can have a little more quiet and go to bed when I'm ready to go to bed. Not, you know what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah, not
But,
not having not having a bunch of rowdiness around you when you're trying to sleep, or people shooting in the woods course and absolutely accidentally shooting a sack of meat that's hanging between the trees. You know, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I don't want any part of that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. First one to get him as a scream gets $10. You know?
that's funny.
Hey, and look again for a Canadian, 10 USD. Yeah, that's some good cheddar. Yeah.
I I saw on Amazon they have like, I think I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure, but with the sack of meat thing. But like on Amazon, I saw they have like keychains that's basically hard plastic molded into the shape of a nut sack. Like that
Yeah,
would be a funny gag target to one of your buddies, or
yeah.
I don't know if how YouTube would feel about that, but it would be funny to send it to Mike.
They, they they don't seem to mind because I bought one of those Spanky Monkey baby nuts, and I've been shooting them live in that catch box for a while, and I call them baby nuts every single time, and people think I'm freaking nuts or some kind of weird pedo or something. But I'm like, no, no, it's just baby nuts. Here, I'll zoom you in, have a look. Yeah, I've got the bigger version. Daddy's upstairs. Yeah. Oh man. They're actually a pretty fun target though. Those Spanky Monkey targets are pretty good. I've got a little 20 in there, and I also have the little nuts. It's kind of fun to shoot, and
Yeah,
they're a good size too. They're like about around a 25 millimeter size, which is pretty good. It's a good size to shoot at.
yeah. It's a nice looking. And what are you starting off with, that wasp? Or I couldn't see. It's so much.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, we're
Oh
shooting
yeah.
the wasp here today. Yeah, well, we're starting off with the wasp. I'm gonna be flipping around all over the place.
Is that available now for sale or
No, no, no. In 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
They're about 3 weeks out. I was chatting with Simon this morning, asking him if I could show it off to everybody at home today and get going. But I know he was just concerned because I've had the prototype, and I was messing around the prototype for about 2 months now, but I couldn't show anybody or let anybody know that I had it while I was shooting it, just because if anybody has any pictures or anything like that of it, they can copy it and get it out before he does, which would be which would be shit. So
Yeah.
I kept it under wraps for the longest time. And
Yeah.
anyway, I asked him this morning if I could come out and shoot this one. This is a finished product now, so this is what you're going to be getting when you get these things, and they're coming in a bunch of different colors. They're about 3 weeks out
Very
when they
cool.
get all the colors ready, and then they're gonna release them, and they're gonna be open ready for anybody who wants one. And they're freaking badass. I highly recommend them. Yeah.
What I'm thinking of, I know it doesn't look really similar, but I'm thinking of like the Ranger recurve. Pocket Predator Ranger recurve's got that real, curved handle like that. Although it looks completely different or whatever, and I like that one. I like
Yeah,
that,
me too.
and I think I'm definitely gonna get one of those because I like that curved handle. It's pretty
The only thing I did you which Ranger recurve did you get? Did you get the one with the universal tips or just the other one?
universal, and that's what I was gonna say was a minus on that. The forks being so tall because it's
Yeah,
universal, but that's what you can't have it all. If you want universal tips, they're gonna be taller. So
yeah. And I got the just the plain wrap and tuck version of it. And when I came out and started shooting it, I was shocked. Like, wow, this thing's kind of weird because where the grooves are for the thumbs, your thumb and your finger, it locks you into that position right away. So the one thing I could see that being an issue for some people, I know Mikey got one, he didn't like it,
yeah,
but where you put your finger in that groove, if you got like a longer fingers than some other people, for example, you may end up pushing your fork like this all
yeah,
the time because that's where your thumb has to go. And I don't know. I think it might have been cooler to have it less drastic in that spot, and people could feel more comfortable in a wider range for their thumb, and
yeah.
it would have helped. But that's my only gripe on that frame. Everything else it's amazing.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Like, there's nowhere else to put your thumb but in that little indentation. It's like a half round spot, and you try to put it anywhere else, and it doesn't really work. But that one there, you have a little more option. It looks like, yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
This one, it's all smooth, right? It's all smooth on the back end on this one. So basically, I use my fingers up close towards the forks to keep my hand up close to fork. So this part here is actually doing all the work, keeping you up there. You can back it up if you want to and hold it here, or hold it here, or probably even like this, I guess. But that's kind of feels kind of weird. But this one, I mean, as long as I get my finger right up into that hole, I'm right up against the forks, and it shoots fantastic. So I don't know, it's a win. Yeah,
yeah. I'll definitely be checking one of those out. As soon as I saw the prototype on Facebook, I'm like, oh, that looks cool. I got to try that whenever
yeah.
it comes out.
I don't know. Do you know who the Abojo is?
No,
Yeah, he's one of the members of the Slingshot forum, and he has this thing he calls the curve or the recurve, or I can't remember what he calls it, but he has a frame that's kind of similar in shape to this, but somehow he's got a metal core on the inside and he wraps it in wood. I don't know how the fuck he does that. It's seamless, and
wow,
it's yeah, it's just insane. He's a really good dude, and I mean, I'm not gonna say I really know him all that well. I mean, I follow him on Facebook and in the Slingshot forum, but he's posted that thing up a couple of times, and I know a lot of people are always bugging him to get their hands on one and try to figure out how the fuck he does that because
Yeah.
it's crazy.
My first guess would be using steam to bend, clamp, and glue it, or something along those lines. Like.
But it's thick though. That's the thing. It's like thick wood. It's not thin layers. It's thick.
One
Yeah.
soft. Huh. Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if that's the case, then probably the only way would be to very precisely cut that curve into.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because
that's what I'm thinking.
I could see if you had a bunch of thin layers and laminate them and use steam to curve it to the shape of the metal, and
Yeah.
pin it. Whatever,
or have like a template of the shape that you want, and then you laminate them and clamp them down on that as like a jig type thing, and it'll dry and stay like that when you're done. Like I've seen them do furniture like this before, but I don't know how he does it, but it's pretty damn cool, man.
Nice.
It's pretty damn cool. The next time I see one of his frames pop up, I'll see if I can take a screenshot and send it to you so you can get a look at it. It's pretty cool.
Nice, yeah.
Are you talking this one here, Al? They're 20 millimeters, bud.
20. Oh yeah, 20 millimeter.
Yeah. Skills and epoxy. Yeah, probably. His work is pretty cool though, and anyway, his was like the first time I've ever seen a frame with that really big curve on it, and the second one was the Ranger recurve from Bill, and man, now we got this guy out there, which is pretty cool. I'm kind of impressed with this. I'm thinking about putting maybe a little shrink wrap on here, just to add a little more grip. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with it.
That's the second train that went by during this live.
What are they honking at, man?
Just making sure no one's trying to cross the tracks when they go by, I guess.
I know out here with the trains in behind in behind our house, they're they made a bylaw around here where they're not allowed to go at a certain speed. They have to go really, really slow until they pass the homes and then go. A few years back, I don't know if you ever heard about this or not. We have this area called Megantic. It's a city up in Quebec, and something happened where they had a freight train that rolled into the town, and it stopped. And the guy was over there trying to swap a couple of things out, a couple of train carts out, and I don't know if he thought he had connected it or didn't connect it or whatever it was, but 2 oil tankers ended up rolling down the hill and burst into flames and blew up half the town. Like,
oh, wow.
Like holy shit. Like it was a complete explosion. It was just terrible. And anyway, it was weeks where we had people just from all over our area going up there to try to help rebuild the town because it just got fucking totaled. Everything caught fire. Like two giant oil tankers just exploding into flames. With everything getting sprayed with oil and just fucking catching fire. It was like an absolute shit show.
Wow.
And people were charged with negligence and all kinds of stuff. And the poor guy that was doing the work is the one that took all the blame. But apparently there was some kind of maintenance stuff that wasn't done correctly and all kinds of things by people. And, like the more they dug, the more they found. And all of a sudden everything went kind of quiet because, yeah, you know that a bunch of bigwigs were going to get in shit. So let's just shut this up. So the big boys don't get dragged through the mud. And yeah, not good.
Right.
Yeah. But since then, whenever they're going by anybody's homes, they're not allowed to do any. They're not supposed to be doing any oil or anything like that going by people's homes because everyone's like, hey, fuck you. You guys aren't going to be taking care of your shit. I don't want that stuff coming by my house. Yeah. And they have to go really, really slow while they're driving through here to keep the noise down. So that part of it's pretty good. Every now and then you get somebody walking along the track or there's a big animal or something like that. You'll hear a toot like the, little beep, beep, get out of here type thing. But for the most part, you just hear the guy just go by, which is kind of nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We hear that train, hear the train coming, like all the
How
time.
many times a day does it pass though?
Oh, I don't know, man. I would have to say about 10 or something like that. It's pretty,
Oh yeah.
and all hours of the night too. Like sometimes
Oh no.
2, 3 in the morning, you'll hear that whistle blowing, and it sucks. But we didn't think about it when we bought the house. Everything else about the house was great, and it was kind of like when you're in the downstairs inside, it's not bad at all. But when you're upstairs, it actually shakes the house. Like if my wife has some jewelry on the dresser, you can hear it jingling whenever the train goes
Oh
by.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess that's probably got to do if they're going by pretty quick. It probably causes that. Yeah, because we don't feel any shaking or anything on our place. Maybe very very slightly, but you'd have to be like waiting for it, like to notice it. If you're walking around or whatever, forget it. You'll never feel it. But
yeah.
yeah, it's
You only feel it when we're upstairs, but it's almost like somebody put quarters in the bed sometimes when the really big ones go by.
oh man. Is it a passenger train that passes by you all the time?
All different. It's freight and passenger. All different
Oh
types
yeah.
of trains use the same one. Sometimes they're just little short passenger. Sometimes they're like for so long. I don't even know. It takes like 5-10 minutes to go by. Even
Oh, crazy.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, we the one that passes behind me is a passenger train, so it's not so bad.
yeah.
And they're usually pretty short, so it's like a couple of seconds and they're gone, which is
Yeah. That's
which is good. Yeah. Whew.
I heard something about wildfires up there not too long ago. Were you affected by that at all?
No, do you want to know why?
Yeah.
I'll explain to you why we're not having that problem here where I live. Out by us, or in Quebec, they banned the use of glyphosate. You're not allowed to use it at all. It's completely prohibited in Quebec. You're not allowed. The forest management up here got lazy and they decided it's just easier to spray a chemical over everything in the woods and kill off all the underbrush, which should help the forestry industry do their jobs, right? So while the forestry industry is going through, they got a bunch of dry sticks all over the floor and they canceled the project of the guys coming in and grooming the forest in sections to make sections. So if a fire ever does happen, it'll go into section A and then it has a section where it won't catch because there's no debris, no stuff for it to grab onto. But they canceled that project. So while they're out there spraying this glyphosate over everything, all the underbrush, all the leaves, all the small plants are all dying off and becoming tinder. And in Quebec, if you look at a map right now, Quebec's got nothing going on, but all the other provinces do. And then they're going to turn around and whine and cry about global warming and all kinds of shit happening. And oh my God, our country's going to burn if we don't make everyone switch to electric cars. It's such horseshit, Andy. It's like you would not believe. But this is the reason why we've had these problems. And in Jasper Park Lodge and Jasper National Park, that whole fucking park burnt down to the ground because of this kind of negligence and stupidity. They cater to these guys. They go to companies like Monsanto and they buy all this fucking this glyphosate, which has forever chemicals in it, goes into the water supply, causes all kinds of problems. And instead of just banning it outright across the country, they save it for these guys, which creates a giant tinderbox in our north, and also hurts the logging industry, which we make a shit ton of money off of in our country. So it was just it's just a shit show.
Yeah.
And they were showing it on the news the other day, talking about all this stuff. And I'm like, you guys are so full of shit. Why is there no problems in Quebec this year? Because when we have a fire, we let the fire burn. It cleans up the shit, and we're good for like another 10 years. Like, what the hell? These fires have always happened. My dad was telling me too when he was a kid. They used to have big forest fires all the time. It's kind of normal. It happens. But when they started doing all the forest grooming and actually taking care of things, they were much easier to control. but they've stopped the last 10 years or so. They've stopped the project, and they tried to blame it on our conservative government our past conservative government, because they reduced the amount of money going into it, because they've been so on top of it all the time that they didn't need to spend $40 million on it anymore. They only needed 20 because they've done the job. And anyway, now the government now is trying to blame them for the problem that happened 10 years ago, but they've done nothing since. It's like, fuck, come on, man. Come on, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Greed and laziness and
Yep.
fuck is all it's all
Yeah.
about.
And it was funny because I was bitching about this, like when I first bought this house, that's when they passed a law of banning all that Roundup stuff, all that kind of glyphosate products and all that. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to buy I brought a brand new home that doesn't have a grass on it. And I've got to go and put grass on my yard, but I'm not able to do any like, what am I supposed to walk around with, like one of those little tools pulling out every single weed I see every single day to try to keep on top of it? I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that. No way. I'm not a slave to my lawn,
Yeah.
So I basically chose, okay, I'm not going to do the grass. I'm just going to let what grows there. I'm going to cut it and keep it short. Point for now,
Right.
And anyway, now I know why they banned it. It makes sense. It's poisoning the water, it's damaging animals, and all kinds of things, and they just keep spraying it. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I said, my parents lived down in Pennsylvania, and I think they told me they actually
Morning, Caitlin.
they were seeing some of the smoke, like a little bit of the smoke from those fires all the way down there. I know I saw it around here in Maine. Driving down the highway, I could see like a haze in the air.
Yeah. And you know what the worst thing about it is, Andy? Most of those fires that we're seeing have been lit by people. And some of it, a good portion of it, is actually arson. The rest of it is just idiots driving their four-wheelers or stuff like that without having that little. We have this, you can get this like little mesh thing that'll stop sparks coming out of your exhaust. Because when it gets really dry up here, if you don't have that thing on there, a spark could fall out, land into the duff on the ground, and it'll smolder there for a couple of days till the wind picks up, and then a fire starts. So, yeah, like I don't know if you've ever seen some of these guys on like these survival channels on YouTube or whatever, like guys like Fowler, for example. They'll take like punk wood out of a tree and they'll just hit it with a spark from the edge of their knife in a stone, and it'll grow a little ember. But it's the same kind of idea. The ground is like it's like all dead wood and loam. Like when you're up north and you're walking around, it's like walking around on a mattress. It's so squishy from all the fibrous materials that are in there. But when that shit gets dry, you can drop a match, like say a meter over here, and a forest fire can happen two or 3 miles down the road, can start up, but it's because it's gone under the ground and then popped up somewhere else and lit. Wow. So yeah, it's risky stuff, but that's why, I don't know, you guys probably heard about certain provinces here in Canada were banning people from walking in the woods just for going for walks. They're giving people $25,000 fine for walking in the woods.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, imagine that, eh?
Just because they drop a cigarette butt or something like that, or do something.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know how they get away with that shit, but you can't fine somebody for not doing a crime. Like don't get me wrong, Newfoundland up here, they're allowing people to walk in the woods, but if you get caught lighting a fire, they're hitting you with a book. It's brutal. I mean, you can imagine how much it costs to put one of those things out, right? Yeah. So if anybody who gets caught and can be proven that they actually started the fire from carelessness, like made a campfire on times when they said no fucking campfires, and they made a campfire and then it got out of control and lit the forest on fire, it's something like $150,000 and 6 months in jail.
Oh.
Yeah. But it could cost millions of dollars to put that out, or it does cost millions of dollars to put that out, and you could be burning people's homes and putting people's lives in danger and so on, right? So that part of it, I'm not too upset about that. That I get, but just from completely banning people from walking around in the woods, I mean, that's you're getting a little communist there, bro. It's time to pedal back a little,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it seems like the easiest way to try to prevent it is just pass the law, no going in the woods, rather than doing the harder thing, the
Yeah,
right
but
way. But
then a couple of good journalists were out there poking around to find out why they were banning people, and it turns out that they're out there spraying glyphosate, and you can't spray that on top of people either, which is, you know, all,
yeah,
all the truth comes out eventually. They just,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
yeah, it's unfortunate. Woo. Yeah, so this tri grip's going to be, I think it's going to be a big seller for Wasp.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like, people collect frames to various degrees, for different reasons and whatever. And for me, like, I usually like to buy a new frame because different style. It's got something, you know what I mean, that's different than if I already have 10 center handle 90 millimeter frames, then this one's cool, this one's cool, this one's cool. But like when I see one that has something different, I'm like, oh well, that might be different for me. And something like that is like, well, I got to try that. It's so different than what I have,
Yeah,
you know?
and there's a lot of frames that are out there that are very very similar, So you're kind of like, okay, like you look at certain frames and you're kind of like, okay, that one's very similar to this one. I'll probably like it, but I mean, the other one is almost exactly the same, and so on. But every now and then you get somebody comes out with something that's kind of wacky. Like I got a few frames from Jubular Slingshots that I got way back in the day, and one of them he calls them, they're named after the variant, the germ, and the virus. I think they're all named after viruses or whatever it is, like kind of pandemics or whatever. But they're one of them is really cool. It almost looks like. Have you seen the Secret Agent from Pocket Predator?
Yeah, yeah,
It's kind of similar in that shape. It's kind of very very small, fits in your hand. You could put it in any pocket you wanted to. But when you're looking at it and hold it, you're like, how the fuck do I even hold that? Like,
yeah,
it took me a while to figure it out. And then when I held it in my hand, I was like, wow, this thing feels awful. Until you put weight on it. When you put weight on it, all of a sudden you're like, oh, now I get it. Like, how, wow. And I did some shooting. I think I shot all three of the versions I have in a video. And I came out in the backyard and did some shooting, and it blew my mind
yeah.
how good that little thing was. And anyway, it's here
Right.
here we here we are with new things coming out, which is kind of cool, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's neat. That's usually when I can't say no, is when it's something that's seems quite a bit different than what I already have. Like sometimes I'll buy a frame just because it seems like the same version of what I have, only higher quality or something like that. I'm not really a beauty, I don't real aesthetics kind of guy that much. I'm more about like, well, this one's gonna hold different, or these clips look better than what I've been using, or something like that. So
yeah, yeah.
but I'm just not, I don't have anywhere near the collection that some people, and I think they're almost like art collectors in a way, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't go that far. There's a couple of slingshots that I have on my bucket list that I'll probably never be able to afford, that I'll want to get at some point. Like I would love to get a juvenile. What do they call it? A juvenile raptor from RCC. I would love to get one of those in my hands and shoot it and see how it is. I would love to get a John Jeffries Mustang or Apex. You
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Um,
Benji from the Sling Den raves about that Mustang. He says it's just so much better, anything else he has, and that's cool. But it's expensive, but two, like I now have learned how to do rap and talk, but I still don't really like rap and talk that much.
you know what? I actually owe my love for Rap and Tuck to Leon, of all people. It's Leon who changed everything, changed the game for me. He came out with those little Rap and Tuck tools that he makes, and what a game changer, man! Like, I always found wrapping one fork, like doing one side, easy. But when you get to that other one and you're trying to hold it and you're having a hard time getting your fingers in there and you're wrapping things around and everything's slipping around all over the place and now it's not straight anymore, it's crooked, it started pissing me off. And I know a lot of the UK guys, they put their thumb on there and they wrap it around their thumb and try to do it. I can never get that to work for me ever. You know, it feels like it's ripping my fingernail off, and I don't know, it just doesn't work. You know,
Right. Yeah.
but that
That's
wrap and tuck tool,
That's how I don't have one of those tools, but I did end up using a piece of string, in which I never tried before. Like I tried a couple other ways, but I never tried a piece of string before, and it does make a big deal. I think it's because it's so thin that you can, when you think of wrapping it around your thumbnail, that's creating a lot of space that's not there anymore when you pull your thumb out. So it's
yeah.
probably going to be as tight, where the string, the thinnest, it can be, you're really not creating any big space in there. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying?
Yeah, and it slides out easier. Like you just pull it through, and I actually like to keep it like a little loop, so I have a little tag end sticking up towards the forks. And if I ever want to change them after, I just give them a little tug and everything pops out. You know, it's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe if I got better at it, it's like anything else. If I did it 100 times, then I would become proficient at it. But I don't know, like, you know, maybe I can do it. At least now I can do it. Before it was like I just can't get it to work. I just got too frustrated before I really figured it out.
I used to call it wrap and suck.
That's a fitting name. Just-
Yeah, wrap and suck. I fucking hate it. Yeah, but yeah, now it's good. Now I have no problem, so everything is kind of locked in, and with that little tool, like I tried using the string. String works pretty good. But the thing I liked about the tool is it has like a little paracord weave on the bottom part of it, so it gives you something a little extra chunky to hold on to while you're trying to pull it out after. And
yeah,
I don't know, it's pretty good. Yeah,
yeah. I saw those on Omega Slings, but I think they've been sold out for a while. I could probably hit up Leon and see if I can get one direct from the source or whatever. Check it out for sure.
yeah.
I know what you're saying, like having a handle to hold on to, basically, so you could. Am I cutting out?
No, no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, but still, I mean, sometimes I end up going through a lot of band sets in a day, and it's just nice to throw them into clips and be done in 5 seconds.
Yeah. The only issue I had, it's only happened to me one time, but I went out into the to shoot a video, and I was out shooting, and my bands broke. I was testing the GZK green, the green Apple ones there. They came out with these kind of see-through green
Yep,
bands, and
translucent.
yeah, translucent. Yeah, they were kind of nice, man. I liked the bands, but I had life problems on those things too, and my bands broke. And at some point, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm just gonna change my bands real quick." And I reached into my pocket, and the fucking tool was gone. I guess I had put my hand in my pocket to pull something else out, and it fell out of my pocket somewhere in the bush. And I'm like, "Well, that's the end of this video." I've got the bands in my pocket, I've got the slingshot in my hand, but I don't have a tool to change my band, so I just had to walk out of the woods. You know, it was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck, that sucks."
Well,
That sucks.
that's one of the reasons I do like these. The tool list kind. You have some frames with that on there.
Yeah,
That
I got two of them.
yeah.
I recently got one. I have the what do they call it? What do they call it? The night parrot. I think
Uh,
it's called the night parrot from Precise. I got one of those. Came back out, did some shooting with it. I really liked it right away, and I just picked up another one. Actually, I was going to bring it on the live today, but I decided to do a separate video on that one. But I got another one. It's similar to the one you have there. It's got the same dragon's tooth band changing thing, clips or whatever. But it's got a wooden handle, kind of similar to this one too, but a slightly different shape. It seems to be more set up for a pinch grip, not like a hammer style, I guess, like that one.
yeah.
But it's more like a pinch grip, and you can shoot brace if you want to. But it's pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. The only thing that here's another thing I want to talk about. I guess while we're at it, like usually all these, they call them dragon tooth, have this super slanted tips. You see how much slope that is?
Yeah.
it's instead of like, I don't know, say this beast one just has a mild slope to it, or lots of them, whatever. And I noticed that changes the way I shoot too. Like having that slope be real extreme or just a little one, how much I'm going to push my wrist forward or not push it forward, and I kind of feel like it's easier to find the correct angle. Don't have such extreme slopes, but preference thing, of course. I don't know if you notice that at all with like, say,
I,
like 701. It seems to have like real, or the Caddyshack. What's it called? The Caddyshack and the Evo.
oh, the Evo, yeah,
For
the Evo, the Evo, I don't really mind because it's a kind of a thin frame. It's kind of a thin frame with the slanted tips. That part of it I don't mind. With the 701, I have a little bit of trouble because it's a little bit thicker and the slope is a little bit more aggressive. So I have a little bit of trouble with that one sometimes. I can't seem to quite figure out my left and right with that one. It's a little wonky for whatever reason. I don't know.
right, right.
Yeah.
Like anything can be shot, and lots of people have different preferences. But that's the one thing that I notice about these. Like I kind of might prefer them not to be so aggressively slanted. Just a small angle there. But splitting hairs.
Yeah, yeah. But have you noticed anything like when you're shooting, for example? Let me use this one just for this when you're shooting, for example, and you bring your bands out or your fork tip. Now, have you noticed sometimes that you may be hooking to the left or to the right, but if you just cock your wrist back a little bit or point a little bit more, it'll solve that issue at all?
Hundred
Because
percent.
I'm wondering with the slanted tips that if you instead of always pointing forward to take your shot, like they say to shoot the Evo, for example, and you just pull it back a little bit. I mean, if you're shooting off the bands, that should it shouldn't make a difference. I would imagine. I'd imagine you should be shooting straight.
Yeah,
I
that is
think.
that's totally what I find true. Like when they're super slanted like this, you don't have to pull them till they're like flush like that. You could have them like this, but now you're using this as your reference point rather than this. So
Yeah, yeah,
your eye would focus on this point right where the band meets the fork tip. But if you were to pull it, flush like that, then you might use this corner right here as your reference, your aiming reference.
yeah. I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, because
So
that's kind of like what I do when I'm setting up my shot. Is I'll stretch it out, and then you'll see I'll just start slowly moving my hand forward until I see it just comes into like a everything kind of flattens out perfect, but just barely skimming the back end. Just
right,
barely skimming the back end so it doesn't divert the shot at all. And that's what I've been doing. Seems to be working.
right. So let's say something like this here. I got the bands backwards, but so if you are going to use the front of it, the part that's closest to you is your aim point, and you have your band slightly like that. Well, it's not in line with that point. You know what I mean? So that could make it hook a little left. You know what I mean? Is that
Yeah,
kind of plain? But like your aim reference here, but your bands are actually at a slight angle, which could make them go to the left.
yeah, 100%.
And then whenever you're pushing them real far forward, it doesn't seem to matter as much, but it does seem to push it out to the right a little bit more. But
Yeah,
not, but especially if you're pulling these back, but still trying to use the front of the tip, then it's like it's not in it's your band's coming from this way slightly, meanwhile your eye and the tip is straight like this.
yeah. You definitely at that point you definitely have to shoot off your bands, not the frame anymore, right?
Right, right, for
Yeah,
sure.
but the one thing I've also noticed too is that a lot of companies are coming out with fork tips that they call slanted. Okay, but if like let's say on this Avro here, if I'm coming back here and then it slants off after here. It's not a slanted tip. A slanted tip has to come right from where the bands touch. Anything else that comes back from there, you still have to shoot it like a flat frame. If it's coming back and it's slanted from here on the way back, like right from the fork tip, then you can have the option of pushing forward or pulling back.
Yep.
But if it's not, if it has a flat spot then slants back, you have to shoot it like a flat frame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
like there's no choice.
And I have seen some that have like the tips are like pointed like this, where the highest point is in the middle of the tip if you were looking at it from the side. And
Yeah,
then at that point, I use the very tip, or you do have the option to push it forward and then use the front of the tip or whatever. But yeah, those little subtle differences, it can matter if you're using the wrong, if you're aiming off the frame, which I tend to look wherever the band meets the fork, whether I'm pushing or not. I actually use that little thin piece of band as my aiming reference.
yeah, that's
Where
what I do. Yeah,
where some people I think are actually their eye is focused on the corner of the tip itself, like the actual, the fork tip.
yeah.
So
I use the fork tip for the height. So
yeah,
if whenever I'm aiming at something, if I'm aiming at my nose, for example, or let's say my fingernail, I'll drop that on there to hold it on my fingernail for the height. But for the left and right, I'm actually looking at the bands. So everything is coming off there as the bands, but I use the fork tip as my height. So I use that to line it up, but my height is my 90 because of my anchor point. It's point on. So,
yep,
but I'm always aiming with the band.
yeah, same thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. That's what's gonna, because you can't use your band and for elevation, because as you stretch it tighter, it gets narrower.
it gets narrower, and yeah, that causes an issue. But
Right. Like whenever you pull it, obviously it gets thinner right there. So
yeah,
that will throw your elevation if you're using that for that. But as far as my windage, yeah, I kind of look wherever the band touches the fork. That's rather than just, what I'm saying, actually focusing my eye on the corner of the hard material of the clip.
Here's a question for you. When you're looking down the band and you're getting ready to shoot at something, what is your major focus on? Are you focusing on the target itself, or are you focusing on the fork tip? Like what do you focus on when you're shooting?
I I tend to focus on the target. I know what you're saying because I read a book. I can't remember what it's called. A Slingshot book. What the hell is it called? Anyways, he talks about how some people, you can't have both things in focus. One's going to be blurry and one's going to be sharp.
Yeah,
And a lot of people will focus their eye on the fork tip so it's clear and the target's a little blurry, or vice
that's
versa.
what I do. That's what I do.
I tend to the target is focused, but before I shoot, I'll focus my eye on the tip and make sure everything's lined up. But the last second, my eye will just focus on the target, and it's not even necessarily a choice. It's just what seems. I just seem to do that.
Yeah. When I was trying to figure things out and I was shooting, I know my when I used to shoot with my dad back in the day, we used to talk about that, keeping your sights on your handgun, for example, um, squared up and target, and you hover over a blurry target and you shoot. We got amazing groups, and my dad was a great shooter and all kinds of things. And I found when I was shooting a slingshot, my eyeball, when I was lining up, my vision was going back forth, back forth, back forth, back forth, back forth all the time, and I just couldn't seem to lock anything in. Like my I mean, I was shooting okay, but I was constantly going back and forth with my eyeball, and it was kind of throwing everything else off a little bit. And I ended up like it's kind of hard I wish I had my camera set up and I could do that where I'm showing my camera and you touch something close, touch something far, and you can see how the blurriness changes back and forth.
Yeah.
Um, when I started focusing on one thing, like for example, hovering a blurry fork over the target or hovering a sharp fork over a blurry target, as long as I stick to one of those, I shoot way better. As soon as I start going back and forth,
Yeah.
man, it started causing me all kinds of problems.
Yep. For sure.
And I stirred up a bit of a hornet's nest a little bit when uh when I did that video on that, and people were like, oh no, hey, I do it this way and blah blah blah. And I'm like, look, it's just out there for somebody who it helped me.
Right.
And even if it doesn't help you, but it led you towards something, that actually helped you, then it's a win. You
Right.
know,
Right.
it's a win.
Yeah, I always think of it like this way. There's if you discover a variable that affects the way you shoot, someone else may do it one way and you do it the other way, but either way, that is a variable that will change things for you depending on which way you do it.
Yep.
So as long as you're identifying variables, you do it the way you like it, but know this will affect your shots. Just like pushing your forks forward or leaning them back. Some people prefer it push forward, some people like it leaning back, some people do flush, whatever, but it's a variable and it will affect your shooting. That's all we're really trying to. This is how I do it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, but if you take one shot where you're focusing on the target and one shot where you're focusing, doing the back and forth thing, it's gonna change the way you shoot. So it's something to be aware of and control.
Yep. 100%. And that's part of another thing too. Like I know you and Dees were talking about this about not feeling confident enough to do that, and I'm like, well, guys, the most important thing is whether you actually solve somebody the problem with their advice or you make them realize that that's not good for them. Either way, you've helped them.
Right.
Like either way, you've helped them. Even if you told them the best thing to do is pick up a piece of dog shit and whip it across your yard before you take your shot. Well, if somebody's dumb enough to try that, but they're gonna know that it's gonna make their pouch hands slippier, don't do it.
Right.
you know, you've solved the problem, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you solved the problem, and I don't know. In my opinion, that's the way it should be. Everyone should be sharing anything that they got. And anyway, that's
I
that was part of my deal with that whole sight picture thing. I was trying to explain to people like just try to lock into one. That
Yeah.
was the main thing. Lock into one, stick with it for a while, and you will see your groups get better.
Right.
And I got most of the people that actually follow that little tidbit. I got great messages in the background from that.
Yeah.
Some people disagreed, but that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And like I'm sort of half confirming what you say. Like when I take the shot, I'm focused always on the target. But like sometimes I won't even bother taking the time to focus on my fork and make sure everything's straight. And sometimes I do, but I always finish the shot the same way. Like I'm focused, the target's clear as it can be. Although I may, because if I get a little lazy and don't even focus on my fork tip at all, I can have something crooked and not realize it because it's all blurry.
yeah.
And so, but the whole bouncing back and forth thing, that wouldn't be good at all. That would.
No, I had a hard time controlling my eyeball. I just kind of wanted to see everything. I don't know if I'm ADD or something, but it was like a bee would fly by. I'd look at the bee, like it was just like, okay, I gotta find a way to focus on one thing that keeps me from looking around at all the other shit that's out there. And just doing that fork tip thing, it was kind of like, fuck, maybe if I take what my dad taught me about shooting rifles and handguns, I can do that in the same way, with this or with my archery stuff. And it worked for me. So
Yeah.
I know I'm hoping it helps other people out there, and I know it has, so which is cool.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought so much about doing some tips and tricks, but I find it so much easier just to have a conversation about it in these kind of, in co-lives and stuff like that than actually making a polished video about it. You know what I mean? I don't know why. It's just the I guess I let the thought of the whole thing overwhelm me or something like that. But I would definitely approach it more like these are the variables I've found, and you have to find your way that you like to control that variable. And this is the way I do it. You don't have to do it this way, but I'm sure it will affect you one way or the other, depending on how you choose to control that variable.
And I agree with you. I'd actually prefer to come out on a live, for example, and chat with somebody like you who's got the wheels turning for this kind of thing all the time too. And the only issue I have with doing these conversations is we're an hour and 49 minutes in here, dropping some freaking amazing knowledge, and there's a lot of people that won't sit here and watch the whole thing, and they lose out on this stuff.
Yeah.
And when you do these short little videos of, coming out and saying this, that, and which is why I started doing those videos, because when I started out, I couldn't find, I mean, Gamekeeper John, a few other guys had them out there, but it was all like, this is how I am a slingshot, and it was like, hold the slingshot, point it towards your target and release. And I was like, okay, that's how you shoot a slingshot, and it's not really how you're aiming a slingshot. I mean, it was good info for the time because that's all there was out there. It was better than nothing, but they never really went into a lot of information. Now that could have been by design. There was very few of them out there, and they didn't want to give away all their tricks, which is possible too. You know, but for if you want the sport to grow and you want to get more people into the sport, and you want to sell more products, if you're a product developer, you've got to get people shooting better with anything that they put in their hand with your name on it, and that's where I think a lot of these guys were lacking. Simple Shot did something good. I like what Simple Shot did. They came out with that kind of information package, but you had to join some group that you had to pay for to get it, which was kind of like,
yeah,
guys, you're making a buck. I get it, but you're fucking up. You should be putting this information out, or anybody who buys your product scans a QR code, bam, there you go, you got it.
Yeah.
That's what they should have been doing, in my opinion. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time, like we've only gone live once, but right after that, I was all like, yeah, I'm gonna do tips and tricks. I'm gonna do some instruction, but then it didn't happen, and now I'm feeling it again. Like, yeah, it would be much easier to do little short clips, like one little tip at a time, rather than a comprehensive, this is how I shoot a slingshot type of video. Maybe I'll do it. I'm not promising, but I would like to. I've always liked the idea.
That would be a good approach, though, because I think a lot of people don't really have that, they don't have that attention span where they want to sit there and watch like a 45-minute video they don't really have that attention span. So coming out with these little things like, hey, if you're having a problem with left and right, try doing this or this, and just leave it be, and so on, and that kind of thing. I think it's very easy for you to do, which is kind of nice. Like for just to give you an idea, that time I did that video for the ultimate band tuning guide. I don't know if you ever saw that video, but it took me hours. I was writing everything down, how I wanted to put it, organize my thoughts. I created an outline for that video, came out, did the video, I wrote down a script to make sure that I had all my, sorry, hold on a second. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I had all my thoughts in order, and I had each kind of script put out, so I wasn't being like and have to refilm it 1,000 times. It turned out probably from beginning to end to do that video. It took me about 10 hours. So if you can imagine, it's like, okay, first I got to do the test. I've done the test. Okay, my thing works out, and I still get pushback on that, like the testing a band strip to check what the elongation is. One guy told me, oh, I have guys that argue with me still on that. Like, yeah, but if you take a piece that's 1 inch thick instead of a half centimeter thick, it's going to stretch less than the other one. I'm like, no, it's just harder to pull. The elongation is the elongation, man. I'm not gonna argue about it. It is what it is, But if what I'm saying is not true, then why is it with the simple math equation I used, I was able to get my bands to pull and stop dead at my anchor point? So if the elongation isn't true from what you're saying, then how come that half-inch piece translates into a 20, or that half centimeter piece, 5 millimeters, translates into a 22 millimeter that stops dead at my anchor point?
Right.
Explain,
Yeah.
But
yeah, I guess that's a little part of the reason me not wanting to do it is like a little bit worried about anybody who wants to argue with me, even though I know, like, first of all, I'll always be saying, like, hey, this is just how I see it. You do it your way, but this is what I like. But still, like, that can get to me sometimes. Somebody who wants to tell me you're teaching the wrong thing there, and I don't know if I want to even get into it.
I just stopped engaging. I don't bother anymore. I'm putting out the information that I believe at that time. If something changes later on, I'll just say simply, look, I'm not married to my ideas. This is what I believed at the moment, but I found something better, and here it is. Boom. And in that case, I'll just go back into those. Like there's one video I have that's doing really well actually, and I'm not taking it down because of that. But in the beginning, when I started researching elongation and draw length, for example, I was talking about I did a band tuning video. It was the first one I ever did, and everyone in the Slingshot forum at the time was talking about doing an elongation of 5.5. Now, GZK stretches 6. The orange and the green, or the orange at the time was stretching 6. The green was 5.5 at the time with the old recipe. And everyone would say, oh, you do the elongation of 5.5. So you take I would say, okay, you take your draw length and you divide it by 5.5. And whatever that gives you is what your active band length is, and bing, bang, boom. But it wasn't entirely accurate because with the elongation of 5.5, my bands were pretty long. My active band length was pretty long. So when I did my draw, I could pull it way back here. Makes no sense, right? You don't want to have that much extra stretch if you're shooting short draw. You want to have it here and maybe come back about here, max. Give it another 1.5 inches or so. But that really only translates into a 0.5 centimeter. That's like 5 millimeters of extra band. If you're talking 6 to 1, you're talking three. You're talking a full inch.
Yep.
So anyway, I had these. I mean, I left that video up because it's still doing good and it's still good. But later on, I added an elongation video where I did a video of testing Gong Chi, which had a stretch of 7.5 at the time, and GZK Green, which had an elongation of 6. It had gone through a progression, and I did a stretch. These are exactly the same bands, cut exactly the same way. This is why elongation matters. And I pulled the GZK Green, stopped dead at my face, pulled the Gong Chi, came to here, and then I pulled it way back here. And I'm like, you see the difference? And I brought them back, put them together, let them hang. They're exactly the same size. And I'm like, this is why elongation matters. And you have to do that math. But there's still people that argue it. So it's like...
Yeah, I know. I guess you just got to...
Be my guest. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, that's only one part of the reason I haven't done it yet. There's more than one reason, but I do want to, and I might think about it. And I think probably the best way will be to break it up into little tips.
Josh says, I believe the math. Yeah, I'm sure you do, man. And how you doing there, Mr. Josh? Yeah, I believe the math. Yeah, math is real. Yeah.
Hey, can you excuse me for 1 minute here? I'll be right back, Mark.
Yeah, you got it. Math sucks. Yeah, I'm telling you, math sucks. Yeah, a true master ATO. Thanks, Al. Thanks, brother. Hope you're doing good. By the way, I was telling Caitlin the other day, I'm really enjoying those can cutting shorts that you're doing, man. They're freaking awesome. That one you did, that teleport thing was like badass, man. Like, man, you're coming across the screen like Dalsim there. I was on. That was so cool. I just cut my bands and go with them. Nice. What coffee am I drinking? Any special brew? No, today we're just drinking Lavazza Crema Gusto. It's my go-to coffee when I'm actually all out. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep pretty soon. But I like my Lavazza Crema Gusto for my everyday coffee. I always cut a can with a new frame. Yeah, it's fun, man. I was actually thinking about today coming out with a couple of cans and bringing my planchette, but I couldn't find it today. I don't know where the hell I put it. It's been a minute since I shot that planchette. It's kind of fun. Yeah.
Al just asked about the fastest latex you ever tested, and I'm kind of curious myself.
The fastest? Oh, by far, Sniper Sling Black. By far.
That was going to be my guess. Yeah.
Yeah. In the 0.5, I was reaching 328 or 330 feet per second, something like that. And
how is the longevity on the new formula? Did you
I
find?
haven't tried it, and I won't.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't. I've got a couple of bands that I'm going to be doing some testing on. I've got some AK Velocity, the mint color one. I'm going to be testing those out. I've got the couple of Precise to try out. And I have the 650, I think it's called. It's another AK one. It's a red color from Wasp. I'll probably be doing it, but I'll tell you right now, I don't really like those bands that much. I find the longevity wasn't that great, but the AK Velocity .5, fuck, the bands don't die, man. They just keep going and going and going, and they're pretty fast. They feel a little heavier than Omega White, for example, but good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, really good stuff. But I was getting kind of burnt out doing the band tests. A lot of them are very, very similar. Me steal horses down its frames. Oh, fucking Josh, man, you're funny. Yeah, yeah. I used to. I got kind of burnt out doing those band tests, the same thing all the time, and it became it became a bit of a battle on a lot of stuff. When people are, they get pissing matches in the chat or in the comments later on of which bands are better and this and that, and how come I can't get the same speeds that you're getting? But I'm like, you got to understand, guys. Like, if my draw is 30 inches, for example, and your draws 26, you'll never get the same speed. Never. No matter what you do, you're not going to get the same speed. If it's 26 degrees here, or say like 80 degrees where you're at, and it's only 50 degrees where I'm at, you're not going to get the same speed. It's not going to happen. The cold slows down the elastic, and there's a lot of variables that go in and out of that. So it's just like, look, this is what I've tested. This is what I've done. Again, the math, and then we go from there. But
Hey, bud. I just got the low battery warning on my phone, and I can't. My phone charging jack is messed up. I can't charge it while filming, so it probably I'll have to wrap it up. But, obviously you can stay
yeah,
on.
I'll keep going. But Andy, it's always a pleasure having you on, buddy. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I love these conversations with somebody else whose wheels are always turning too, like you said. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
If you ever want to do it on your channel, let me know, man. I'm in 100%.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, sounds good. I definitely get with you sometime again soon. We'll do it for sure.
Sounds good, man. Sounds great.
All right.
Yep.
Peace,
Take it
everybody.
easy.
Take it easy. If I can get out of here.
There we go. Well, that was always fun. Andy is a really good dude, man. I love chatting with that guy. He's awesome. He's got a great mind for the sport, too. I'm glad to see him coming back and doing some chatting and getting everything going. It's freaking awesome. Oh. So I'm shooting my screw up here now. It's pretty nice. Get some practice in, and we'll see how everything goes. We've got the 0.4 Precise still on here, and everything seems to. I should probably check it with my glasses before I screw anything up. But what am I cooking today? Ooh, I don't know, Caitlin. It's going to be something though. I've got some burgers. I've got some burger meat. I got some chicken breasts in the fridge, and what else do I got? I don't know. I don't know what we're going to be doing yet. I'm thinking kind of fajitas though. I got to go out and get some charcoal for the barbecue and get that fired up today. And I also bought this. It's I guess you call it it's like a grill or whatever, a cast iron grill that I want to put on my barbecue so we can get the smoky flavor, but get those smash burgers going at the same time. So I think that'll be pretty cool. I might try that out today. How's your day going? Day's going good. And I've got this chili paste. It's like we have Labor Day in Canada. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm laboring today. yeah. I'm laboring today. So probably when I'm done this live, I'll get a couple of chores done in the house, and then I'll be heading out to the garage again to get some work done. see if I can get some of those frames worked on and done that I was working on yesterday. And we'll see how it goes. I got 4 of them. I got to put the front caps on and drill some holes in them. Once I get those holes in there, I get the holes done, all the stress will be gone. That's the scary part for me, is getting those holes done without having any problems. Once the holes are done, then everything else is a breeze from there on. I just put everything together, put the front cap on, get those drilled, and with the new aluminum pieces, I've got all the holes drilled in there already. So I'm going to glue the backside, drill the holes in the front, and then stick the front on, flip it over, and drill all the holes in the back, and then everything is done. So it'll be pretty good. When you get off the Boondock comment on my channel, can I talk to you about a surprise? What are we talking about here, Sam? What did I miss? Did you end up doing the blue and Dayglow? I don't have Dayglow, but I did have the toxic yellow, so I did do that one, yes. Fired up that barbecue. Yeah. It's all about the barbecue. What are you guys cooking today? All this barbecue talk's getting me hungry. My family, everyone's still asleep. I don't even know what time it is. What time is it? 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Fuck. Been up for 5 hours. Barbecue is always good. Yeah, you can't go wrong with barbecue. Oh no, nothing. It's a channel surprise. Oh, cool. I applied for my dual citizenship. Really? That's cool, Al. Shit. I wouldn't want to be coming here. Place is going downhill fast, buddy. Man, I freaking love this thing. I'm helping a friend in need. Oh, cool. That's always good. Thinking about retirement in Nova Scotia. Nice. Nova Scotia is beautiful. My sister and her family go down to Nova Scotia and PEI every year for vacation. They do a camping trip down there. Absolutely beautiful. Politics kind of suck there. I'll just warn you about that, Al. But it's a beautiful spot. If you like the ocean, do some fishing, eat seafood, that kind of thing. Lots of beautiful sites to check out. Got Bay of Fundy and everything all the way over there. It's a great spot to go. We need to get Mark to Oklahoma. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm hoping when everything settles out here and everything is good, like maybe next year, if things kind of, work things out with all the bullshit that's going on between our two countries and things become affordable again, I'll be able to start heading down there and having some fun visiting people. I would love to get down to ECST and meet everybody and do a little travel around. It'd be badass. Dayglow. Anybody wants to come to North Carolina? It's hot as heck here anyway. Yeah, I have a hard time with the heat, man. I really do. My northern ass doesn't like no heat, boy, let me tell you. I remember one time my sister got married in Cuba. We went down to Cuba for my sister's wedding, which was an awesome trip. It turned out to be awesome, but when we arrived at the airport in Cuba, I stepped off the airplane and I seriously looked at my wife and I went, "Oh fuck no, I can't do this. No way." The humidity and the heat hit me. It was so bad. I started pissing sweat out of everywhere. I had like a big ring of I had a big ring of sweat on my shirt and everything. It was terrible, man. It was brutal. I couldn't believe the heat. But then I got lucky, and the next week that we were there, the hottest it got was 26 degrees, which was like, this is my wheelhouse. I'm out there swimming in the pool, drinking my beers, having a good time, and the Cubans are looking at me like, "Are you crazy? You shouldn't be in the water. It's way too cold." I'm like, "Bro, I'm Canadian. This is like the heat of summer for me, Like, I'm used to this." 3 miles from the ocean now. Wow, that's nice. Oh, that's true, eh? You're Mr. Jersey. You ever go fishing down there, Al? Oh man, I don't know if you could see it. Did I just cut it? I think no, it's still there. There's a spider web going right across my yard. From there, every now and then the light hits it. I'm gonna see if I can. I think I can cut it. It's just at the top. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, without it shaking too much. Right at the top of that flipper at the bottom. There's no way it's picking it up. There's a spider web going right across. I want to see if I can cut it. Oh, that was terrible. Went a little bit high. Let's try that again. Okay, we hit the target, but I didn't cut it. Let's try that again. A little bit low. No, still didn't cut it. Are you guys able to see the spider web or no? Let's try one last time. Nope. All right, well, this is the last one for real. That's a tiny little target, man. That's tough to get. Let's see if we can get it though. Nope. Nah. No, I keep missing it. Florida is exactly like Cuba for heat experience. Yeah, I was in Florida too, but I was a little kid when I was there, and I didn't really notice it that much. What's cruel, Slingshot Sam? I only saw the web when the wind moved it. The light caught it just right. Yeah. It's a tough one to hit, man. It keeps on coming, kind of going in and out as I'm shooting it, and I can't really tell. How close it is to me because when I hit the flipper, the flipper doesn't cut it. So it's got to be like a couple of feet or a foot ahead of the target. So when I'm trying to aim for it, it seems like I'm going over or under it. It's kind of weird. It looks like I'm coming close to it from here, but it's hard to tell where it is. I can't. Oh, maybe I got it. I can't see it now. Or maybe the light's gone. I don't know. Yeah, I might have got it. Yeah, surf, fishing. I suck at fishing. Basically, wind up swimming with the dog. Well, that sounds like a good time anyway, though. Hanging out with the pup, playing in the water. That's a lot of fun. One of my favorite things to do is come out here with my pain in the ass and have him chase a ball. He loves that. He'll do that all day long. All day long. He loves chasing the ball. It's like his favorite thing in the world to do. I never thought that for all of you guys out there to have that have crazy glue bottles lying around, don't throw them away, man. They make great targets. When you hit them, they make great targets. That one I've had up there ever since Andrew gave it to me, and I still have another one upstairs. And when you flatten it out and hit it a bunch of times, it's around around the same size as a 40 millimeter flipper. But it takes an ass whooping, man. Like, you can hit that thing thousands of times, and I've hit that thing thousands of times, and it's got one little hole in it. It's still holding up pretty good. And once you break it up, and it's you know, probably if you end up cutting off the bottom of it, you'll still have the neck of the bottle. where the hole's going through, and that'll take it pretty nice too. I got a switch on the 90s playing paintball. I could snap shoot a minute of bread basket on the run though. Oh, that's crazy. Benny the Jet is a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy, but he's got his issues, boy. Let me tell you. I like him. I like that dog. He's fun, but he's work. He's work. I guess I can't zoom back out anymore. How you doing, brother Hoggy? Hope you're doing good, man. Charlie's a naughty girl. Is she? She get mouthy with you? My dog does. He likes to bark at the window and go bonkers and cause all kinds of shit. He also doesn't like it when people go near his food, but not all the time. It's only sometimes he decides, nope. If you go near his like the other day, I was gonna give him a peanut butter jar. And I put the peanut butter jar on the side of the table, but I didn't say he could have it yet. And he was just lying down, sleeping on the couch. My son walks by and he's like, "Get the fuck away from my peanut butter, you bitch." That's what he was doing. And I was like, "Hey, that's it. You lost it. It's gone." And I take it away from him when he does that. But that's something that he's had since he was a puppy. So whenever we feed him food or give him bones or anything like that, I always put the bone. I hold the bone in my hand while he eats it, so he knows that I'm in control the whole time, and I'm letting him use it. And with his food, I put his food in his bowl, and I make him sit and wait for it until I say okay. And the food doesn't seem to be a problem while he's eating out of his dish. You can put your hand in his bowl while he's eating. He'll just eat a little faster, but he won't get aggressive or anything. But if he's lying there for a while chewing on a bone, it's probably not the best to go over in there and just try to take it from him. You have to get him to drop it first. Yeah, he's got a little food guarding issue. But besides that, he's good. He's a good boy. He's friendly and happy. And all that. Just likes to bark a lot, unfortunately. She likes chickens and talks back. Nice. Yo, Shades, what's going on, buddy? Have I been sponsored before? Actually, sponsored, not really. But I have some other people that they get me to do their reviews for them and that kind of thing. So that part of it, I guess you can call it kind of like a sponsorship. But yeah, I guess so. I guess you could probably say that, kind of like a sponsorship. Nothing really official or down on paper or anything. It's not like I'm getting paid for doing any of these reviews and stuff that I do. My 12-year-old lurcher just ragged a feral cat. Oh no. Yeah, but that's fine by me. I mean, I don't really need to be doing all that stuff. I mean, sometimes people will ask me to, they'll ask me to review stuff for them, or say that they're going to pay me to do stuff, and I don't know. It's all right, but I won't be doing any reviews for anybody if they don't want to have my personal opinion on it. And this is probably why I'm not going to review an Avro, because it's going to seem kind of ingenuine a little bit, because it is my design and all that stuff. But for me, it's a design made after something that of the type of frame that I like to shoot. So obviously I'm going to sing its praises, but that's because it's my frame. So it's not for me to review it. It's going to have to be for somebody else. Somebody else who gets one, they can do a video on it if they want to and talk about it, and that's fine. But everybody, all the other stuff that I've done, all the reviews I've done, even for stuff for friends, if I find a flaw in it, I'll say it. and that's that. And back in the day, I used to do outdoor gear reviews, and I got a little partnership thing going on with a company called GearBest, and I got a hammock from them. It was like $15, and I should have known better, honestly. And I basically got this thing out, set it up, and it was an absolute piece of shit. And I did a review on it, and they were not happy with me at all. But I was like, I'm sorry, man, but this thing's an absolute fucking piece of shit. It was supposed to be 10 feet long. It's actually not. It's 9.5. The bands are supposed to be, tall enough to be able to attach to the trees. They're super short. I mean, a tree this round, I would wrap the thing around and try to attach it to it, and there was barely anything to hang the hammock from. I really went hard on it, and I said what I had to say. And anyway, yep, we basically had that issue, and it became. I ended up losing a lot of products that were coming in because I was doing stuff for Gongzo knives and all kinds of stuff through them. And anyway, it is what it is. But piece of shit's a piece of shit. There's no way it doesn't make any sense for me to call it a piece of gold because it ain't. It's a piece of shit. And anybody who puts it in their hand will know. You know, it was just kind of annoying to see other people doing reviews on them and claiming that they're a good piece of kit when they're a bad piece of shit. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that was my end of my relationship with them. But I've had other people ask me to do reviews for them, and I said, okay, I'll do reviews if you want, but it's got to be 100% my own opinion. Whether you pay me for it or not, I don't care. It's my opinion, and that's it. But also, to be fair to those people, if there's something that I don't really like, for example, and somebody asks me to do a review for it, and I know that I'm not going to like it, I'll just respectfully decline and leave it at that, because there are some people out there that are going to want to do or buy one of these things because it is in their wheelhouse, and it doesn't make sense for me to shit on their product if I don't like it when somebody else may like it, and it'd probably be better for them to do that review than me. But that's pretty much it. So I've been doing a lot of reviews and stuff like that for Prime Fork for a long time. I've got a really good relationship with Andrew, and he's been doing great stuff. And over the years, from when I first met him till now, his product and what he's putting out has gotten way better than when it started. And it was good when it started. There were good designs. The fit and finish probably wasn't the best in the beginning, but now his fit and finish is as good or better than most people out there. I mean, he's made his reputation, and anybody who's really done any work with him or purchased any of his stuff will definitely tell you. Prime Fork is the bee's knees, if you ask me. One of the best dudes out there. And to be honest, working with that guy, with Andrew, just dealing with him, talking to him, getting your point across, for a guy that knows, is very limited in English, can communicate really well with people from everywhere. And the fact that he's a good guy, it's just like, man, that guy will always have my support. Always. I'm actually due for a for doing a video on the hell is it called? The Seahorse. I got to do a video on that one. And I guess tomorrow I'm back to work. So I've got 4 days, and then I'm on vacation for a week if everything gets approved. And I think during that week, I'm going to be working on some slingshots. Try to get some slingshot work done in the morning. Try to get a video done each day to get some in the queue, and then just taking it easy, I guess, a little bit in between there. I'm going to head on back up to Ottawa to go visit my dad, but that is the plan. Woo. Oh, he really is, eh? Like Andrew is like one of the nicest people in the world. He's got a good heart on him, and I know I just love that guy, man. He's a real sling brother. Never met him in person, but he's way at the top of the list of people I would love to meet. Probably wouldn't be able to talk to him much, but I'd give him a good fucking Canadian hug. That's what I would do. Yeah. Yep, that's the same catch box, Boondock. I've been considering building my own following your pattern. The only difference I would make on this one, Boondock, since I got you in here and you're asking a question about it, is if you watch the video on this catch box, in the back I put a piece of foam. Just in case a hole appeared in the catch box, in the curtain, and it passed through, it would kind of slow it down or stop it. In that case, I would definitely still put the foam, but I would put a piece of wood in behind it just in case. If you're going to be shooting anything out on the backside. In here, the curtain was working good, but I did chew a hole through it, and I ended up chewing a hole through the back of the catch box, not knowing. So if putting in a piece of wood in the background, the curtain should stop it for the most part. But if you have any punctures through, it'll hit the wood, and don't worry about it bouncing all the way back to you because it's going to hit the back of the catch box, the back of the curtain. So that's what I would do. If it was me. But that thing is still going on strong. It's been out here for now 3 or 4 summers, and the plastic is starting to degrade. So if I do hit the plastic, pieces do chip off of it. But it lasted quite a long time, and the price of that thing was I think it was like $18 or something like that for that whole setup. Everything was in there, really cheap. I will be making another one, I think, at some point up on that fence there, so I could shoot off the deck. I'm going to build something a little bit more elaborate. I'll have it attached to the fence on the back and put some legs in the front, and get a nice target set up on my fence, kind of like what Dee's has. For those of you guys who've seen Dee's target catch box, he's got that nice box on the top. He's got the line going from end to end where you can slide targets in and out and all that stuff. That looks like a lot of fun to me, and I'm thinking about building one of those up and attaching that to the fence and having some fun. The curtain in the back, in the backdrop, works great with the will work great on that big thing, and they're easily available at Omega, or GZK has them too, and that'll work out just fine. We'll be able to slide that in and out and get all that set up, and it'll be pretty good. I want to get it a little bit higher than that one too. It would be kind of nice. Put a couple of posts there, set it up there. I also want to get a new garden going in the backyard for next year too. I want to start growing my own food again. I use 2 layers of cloth. Yep. I want something portable I can just mount to the trees in various campsites I frequent. Rig up some quick disconnect strap system or something. If that's the case, check out the Steers Wild Sling Catch Bag. That's probably the best portable slingshot target bag box there is, in my opinion. It's very easy to, if you know how to tie a taut line hitch. It's got two ropes coming out each side. You just do a taut line hitch, and you can adjust the height, bring it up and down. Unties easy. There's a little string you can attach to the bottom of the bag, which attaches out somewhere. But in my opinion, that's the best target catch box portable thing that you can get, and it'll fit inside of a 40-liter backpack, which is why I do it, and it lays flat. And yeah, it's really worth every penny, in my opinion. Anybody else in the chat there who has one of those Steers Wild Sling catch bags, definitely chime in on that if you want. I like them so much. I got 2 of them, and originally when that target bag came out, Kay Miller, which is the partner of Martin Steers. I was checking it out. I'm like, holy shit, that's really cool. And I talked her into selling one here to Canada. And I did my first video on it. I can't remember if it was a video or a short I did, the first one, but it exploded. They went crazy. They had a hard time finding materials after, but they did some great work on that catch box. I freaking love it. It's called the Steers Wild Slings Catch Bag. I'm out to crash. Take it easy, Josh. Have a good sleep, man. Hope work wasn't too tough. Yeah, Steers Wild Slings Catch Bag. Yep, I got one. That's why I adapted. Yeah, they're good, man. They're real good. Yeah, you can hit them up on Facebook. I believe they're selling them off of there. I'm not sure if they have their own website yet or not, but good, honest people that sell a great product. Good, cutie patootie. That's what we're calling you from now on, Josh. You'll always be my cutie patootie. Oh, come on, Mark. Get on target. Hold on. Let's get this dialed in here. There we go. That's the crack sound I'm looking for. Found it. Seems like a good suggestion. I pack and hike quite a bit as well. Yep. Sears is doing a large curtain, unlike my Star Wars one from 2 years ago. Oh, wow. Cool. Is he still making the catch bags? Oh, yeah. Hillbilly does a little work back and forth with them also. I totally forgot about that. Check out Hillbilly, man. Yeah, Hillbilly have them. I totally forgot about that. I think he sells some of his frames through there too. Yeah, Hillbilly's big in the UK, man. A lot of people like him, selling shirts and everything over there. With the Leighton boys too. I think he does does a little bit of work with the Leighton guys. A large curtain. Yeah, that large curtain might be just what I'm looking for. I'll when I get my catch box in the works, that big one I'm going to be putting down over there. I think I'm going to get rid of the barrels. So I want to get something a little bit higher, so I'm shooting at a normal height, not always shooting at the ground. But it would be nice to get something that could shoot up high and shoot low. Maybe do like a kind of like a double catch box, something that's low and high. That might be the way to go. And because when I'm up here and I'm shooting at this, I'm actually shooting down a little bit all the time. And those other ones, the one that's on the big barrel, I'm probably shooting about here at the top top target, and everything else is below that. So I want to try shooting up a little bit higher. Maybe have some things that are about my head height and work its way down. I'll do it in sections. I wouldn't even mind having it set up so I can have a couple of floor targets on there, like a pheasant heads that'll rock around a little bit and that kind of thing. That would be fun. I don't know. I gotta work that out and see what I can get set up in there. I just have to make sure that how I have it set up, that if I hit any parts of the frame, I'm not going to get too crazy of a ricochet. You know what I mean? And also, it's going to have to be weather safe. So I'm thinking I might make the frame out of PVC and get that kind of worked out. That might be cool. Oh, hey, what's going on, man? What am I shooting? I'm shooting the my Avro, bud. It's a little frame that I built. sent some people prototypes, eh? Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I would definitely. Hey, it's been a while, man. I've seen you around. What have you been up to there, Lone Star? Tim Henry made a rubber frame. Yeah, I saw Deez was showing it off the other day. I can't remember what it's called, but I really like the look of it. It seems to be a 3D printed frame, I think he said. Tim does some amazing work, man. That guy's fucking building is amazing. I actually look at Tim's work and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah. Yeah, Tim's work is fantastic. I can't say enough about it. The two Aries that I own that Tim made and the Spitfire are some of my favorites. Do I have that quick clip slingshot near you? If so, can you do some shooting with it? I did some shooting with it yesterday. I don't have it right now, and I don't really know where it is. So I'm probably doing a video next week sometime with featuring both those ones that I got from from Precise. I'll be doing a video on those two. I'll be real busy with work. I do HVAC. So we are busy right now. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I'll be doing a video on those probably next week sometime. And it'll be like I guess like an under $50 slingshot options to pick up. I'll be doing a bit of a series into that one again. I've done one of those before, but I'm going to be adding that one again to it. They're really good frames for the price. What you're getting is kind of baffling how they're actually making money on them, to be honest. One of them was $25. The other one was $35. The one with the wood handle, just because there's more work into it. But I mean, buying just the handle for a Hammer Pro costs like $35 in GZK. So barely caught that one. Just skinned the top of it. Missed. I've got a Maverick with the Dragon Tooth clips. Nice. Yeah, Tim's work is freaking amazing, man. He just keeps on knocking it up another level every single time. It's just crazy. And that I can't remember the name of that one that Deez was talking about with Andy. Does anybody remember the name of that, or who saw the live with the that one that Deez was talking about? He was saying it felt very light, but he loves the way it shoots. I can't remember what he called it. The Trickster, maybe? Is that it? The Trickster? Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. Al's always on point. I think it was the Trickster. It looks like a real badass frame, man. It looks gorgeous. And I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna have to. I don't know what he's gonna be selling those for, but I wouldn't mind getting one just to try it out and see how it is. I guess down in it's out in Texas you're at, Lone Star? I bet you that's it gets some pretty fucking hot down there at this time of year. Gets everybody all those air conditionings and everything. My air conditioning broke this year too, up here, and it was 40 degrees, which is like 107 or 108, something like that. It was fucking hot, man. My air conditioning broke this year. We had to finish the year with no air conditioning. I ended up caving, and I bought one of those little mobile guys, and we'll see if we can get a new one next year, a new central air. There we go. I think we're going to switch it up. We'll put the Avro down for a little bit, and we'll bust out the Apex for a minute. Might take me a little while to get on target with this one, but we'll see. Sergio Vasquez, how you doing, buddy? Yes, sir, the Trickster. Is he selling those outright, or are they still like a prototype in the prototype stage? Ooh, what have I got here? Is this one of my? I can't remember if this is one of my. What do you call it? My goat leather pouches. Man, the point after shooting .4 for a while, the .5 definitely has some zip. It's gonna take a little bit to get used to where these shots are going. Okay, shooting a little bit overcompensated there. I gotta dial this in a little bit because it's way faster. Yeah. All right, we'll start off with the big target first, I guess, just to get dialed in, and then we'll move down to the little guy. There we go. Okay, we're shooting a little bit off to the left, or off to the right, sorry. There we go. We got that solved. We're ripping it. Actually, that bottle's. This might actually kill that bottle. Yeah, they're hitting so hard, they're bouncing right off the target, coming out onto the grass. All right, let's get that little guy down the bottom now. I think we got it dialed in. Enough. Oh no, that was terrible. Let's try this again. We got him this time. He's going down. Yep, told you. Tim's selling them. I got one a while ago. Oh, nice. Okay, maybe I should get my hands on one of those. Andy, what's going on, bud? What's happening? How are you doing? Humbler. Yeah. It was kind of neat, actually. When the Steers Wild Slings catch bag came out, the only thing I would complain about a little bit was how loud it was when you missed. But when they changed they actually improved it. They weren't able to get that ripstop nylon stuff that they were using for a while. Just the market ran out of it. They sold so many of them. They ended up getting another material which is just as durable, but man, does it ever reduce the noise. It's like as good as it gets now. It's kind of cool. Definitely worth the buy. Steers Wild Slings catch bag. Get yourself one of those. I should probably do some of my favorite slingshot gear video. I wonder if anybody would be interested in that. Go through my favorite targets, my favorite slingshots, my favorite bands, my favorite catch bags or boxes. Yes, sir. Donald, guess what I'm playing today? That'd be a cool video. Yeah, I think it'd be fun, man. I think it would be fun. I get to do a little show and tell kind of thing and have some fun, do some chatting. I might do a video like that. We'll see. Next week I got my vacation coming up, so That'd be a good time to pull out all that stuff. do a little chat and talk about those kind of things. Oh, I can't believe I missed that. I just skimmed the side of that stupid little guy. See if we can tighten this up just a little bit more. Too much. I got an Apex for my birthday. Oh yeah, Lisa got you one. I love them, man. They're great slingshots. Sniper Hawk. Yeah, these are great slingshots. Getting a little tired now. We've been at it for about 3 hours. Whew. Mr. Low. Yeah, probably today we'll go for another 10 minutes or so. See how it goes. It's good. It's even good for inside. Use the only catch bag you'll ever need. Yeah, really? It's a truth, Al. It's freaking badass. It's a really good catch bag. It just takes a beating. It'll swallow up ammo like no one's business, which is pretty cool. There we go. Hey, Benny. That's it. No noise. Yeah, see how good he listens? Yeah. Which color did she get? Did you get one of these aluminum ones, or did you get one of the injected molded ones? I was having trouble deciding which color I wanted to get, if it was going to be the red one or that gold color one. I really like the gold color one. It was kind of cool. I decided to go with the red, which I'm not upset about. I'll tell you that. The gold, I wish I would have had. Well, maybe I should just get the gold one too someday. We'll see. I don't know. But the red is absolutely beautiful. Shoots great. The design is fantastic. The plastic one versus the metal one, everything about it's good. That's 3 in a row. A little low. Ivory and red. 650 latex. Nice. Oh, for these guys here in 80? Yeah. For narrow fork widths, it would be freaking awesome. I think if because these came out in 95, and I would have preferred to have a 90, I guess, but I hit this guy pretty good considering it's a 90. I mean, considering it's a 95, but having this in 80, 85, all those, I think they'd all sell. It seems more the it seems out here in the, I guess in the West, we'll call it. It seems like 90 seems to be the most preferred size. I think probably an 85 is the second. But when you go over to the Asian markets, it seems like 85. Like if you check out on Sniper Sling, the standard of everything, every frame is like an 85. All of his small frames, I think the production frames that he makes, they're 85. 85 seems to be the standard size, and there's a couple models that has a 90, and a couple that are a little bit less, but still, I don't know. I think out here 90 is probably the most widely used frame. Guess what I'm watching from last night? What are you watching from last night, Sergio? Have you seen that the S Nix? I think it's called. That's what it's called. It's the Nix from Sniper Sling. They got a really nice one. I got the 75 version of it. I'll need to shoot that long draw. It's way too narrow for me. My anchor point would have to be on top of my forehead to shoot that thing. But the it's a nice looking frame. Fuck, I'm all over the place now. Yeah, whenever I'm shooting something that's less than, let's say, an 85. 85 is about as small as I can go, but I have to raise up here right on top of my cheekbone, right under my eyeball, to shoot an 85. Oh, my knees bothering me, man. Shooting like an 80 or or a 75 or a 70, forget it. No way. I have to shoot long draw. But at shooting a 90 or shooting an 80, for example, or a 75, shooting those long draw, I can shoot really well with those long draw. It's kind of weird. When I mean really well, I can shoot them better than I can short draw. That's what I'm saying. The Wasp plastic, the best, and their glow in the dark glows the brightest. Really, I don't have any of their glow in the dark frames, but I've got a couple of Wasp frames that I'm super proud of. I have well, we were shooting this guy just earlier. This is the version that you guys will be buying when these come out in about 3 weeks. And I have a prototype of it also, and I also have a prototype of the Enzo when the Enzo first came out, which is two slingshots that'll never ever leave my grip, ever. It's freaking awesome. They're great slingshots, iconic, legendary slingshots, we'll call them, and this tri-grip is going to be one of those for sure. Oh, just got it. I like 90 and 25 millimeter tips. Al, can you see a target at night with I wouldn't mind getting a target with that and just kind of like warm it up with a flashlight before you come out on the deck and shoot it. That would be pretty good. Shoot at nighttime. That'd be nice. I'm just gonna run down there and get a little bit more ammo. I'll be right back. All right, we got some more ammo. Do a little bit more shooting, see how everything goes. I like 90 millimeter 25 hit tips. I have slingshots made by some bloke that I'll never get rid of. Just can't remember his name. I'm sure the guy's an asshole too, Shades. It's one of those names you'll never speak in public in case he shows up. You know what? This has been a pretty painless live this time. It wasn't so bad. Wasn't so bad at all. It's much better when I know it's going to sound kind of bad, guys, and I don't mean any disrespect, but when I stay out of the chats for the most part, and I have a little conversation with somebody at the same time on here, everything seems to be pretty good. I saw some things going on in the chats that I didn't really like, perhaps, but it's okay. Makes it more enjoyable for me when I'm out here chatting with somebody and doing some shooting. It's much more fun without all the crap from the trolls. Just always pretty good to avoid if you can. Yeah, this thing's going to be a big seller, I think, for Wasp. I mean, I gotta tell you, man, Wasp is one of those companies that you just can't go wrong with. The stuff that they come out with is good quality. You don't have to worry about it falling apart on you or anything. It's solid builds, good quality controls, bang on it. The price point of just about everything on their website is freaking badass. Can't complain. Their flippers are some of the best on the market, if not the best. And Simon and the gang over at Wasp, the whole team over there, is just a bunch of good people. And you can't ask for anything better than that, really. It's like shooting or talking with Andrew from Prime Fork. Yeah, Simon's another guy that's way up there. Great guy. Solid guy, good character. And the slingshots that they make, they're all well designed, thought out, good stuff for shooters. They're cheap to the point of anybody who wants to get into the sport can buy their stuff. It's gonna last. It's durable. It's strong. It's solid builds. But they're all thought out, well thought out. They're all well thought out slingshots. I mean, fuck, man, they're fun to shoot. Like shooting the Enzo or the Apex. I mean, yeah, some of these things are co-designs with other people, but the point is, they come out with this great stuff that's going to be affordable for everybody to get started. And I mean, I know a bunch of really high level shooters that all own Wasp slingshots. A lot of people have them in their especially the Outlaw. And you know what's funny, Hoggy? I've never shot the Outlaw in my life. I've never shot an Outlaw. I gotta get one. I know I really like the Venator, and the Venator and the Outlaw are very, very similar. It's kind of like a beefed up version of the Outlaw. But I've never shot an Outlaw before. I gotta get one. Tucktown. Wasp is magnificent value on quality, and the frames are indestructible. 4 kits ain't a problem. Yeah, 100%. What sucks is Wasp isn't sending to the USA at the moment. How come? Is it more of that tariff deal that's causing the issue, or what's happening? So if you order directly from Wasp, you can't get anything delivered right to you. Is that the case? I think Sniper Sling stopped shipping to the States too for a while. Sniper Sling and GZK, I think both of them did. Man, what a fun slingshot to shoot. I'm telling you guys. Try grip's going to be a big one. Oh, missed that one. All right, we're down to about 16%, guys. I think I'm going to have to wrap this one up. Let's just get one more hit on that 20 with all three of my frames here. We'll see how it goes. That was terrible. I was way over to the left. There we go. That's a tri grip. This is going to be a winner, guys. 100%. Let's get the apex. See if we can get a little hit on that 20 with the apex. See how that goes. Yeah, definitely shoots different. There we go. That's the apex. Another one of my favorites from Wasp. Beauty of a frame. Now the old Avro. See how this one goes. The fugly Avro. The one I screwed up pretty bad. Fucking sanding machine. Woo. Shot like that. There was a rusty ball there. I could have shot around a corner with that thing. That was a skim, but it didn't flip, so it doesn't count. There we go. I'll take that. Yeah, the Royal Mail kind of screwed me. I sent one. I sent out. I sent out a frame to the UK just recently, and I have to build another one. They fucking lost it, so I'm not going to be trusting the Royal Mail with another one. I'll send it by UPS next time. Yeah, and it sucked too because that frame was an absolute beauty that I sent down there. There's probably some dipshit sitting there playing with my fucking slingshot. Anyway, it is what it is. Battery is out. Yeah, I gotta run, guys. I've got 14% left. It's not gonna last long, so I'm gonna have to check this one out. Thanks a lot for watching. All of you guys who joined me in the vid. Did I miss anything in the chat here before I split? Where have you been? You haven't been on Discord. Hopefully to jump on the next term. Yeah, Hawk. Sorry, dude. I've had some shit going on in my family. My dad was in the hospital with a heart surgery and all kinds of things, and has been bumping around. I even missed a couple of Sunday morning chats. I'll get back in there soon when I got some time. Whenever I had any time to shoot or do anything like that, I've been coming on here. But for the most part, I've been MIA for the most part, just about everywhere. So anyway, it is what it is. I'm hoping to be back in action soon. My dad just went home yesterday from the hospital, so it's pretty good. Anyway, folks, thanks a lot for watching. You guys take care, stay safe, get out and practice, be good to each other. I will see you again soon. I love you guys, freaking awesome. And hopefully now that things are smoothing out, I'll be around a little bit more. See you later. Bye for now.